This version of It's Eric Nagel has been modified from its original broadcast. Content has been edited to fit this platform.
Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see.
It's Eric Nagel. And it starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear, it's Eric Nagel.
Why, thank you, Scott Shannon. Hello. I don't know why I'm posing like I'm some kind of oldie-time newsman at the desk here, but thank you, Scott Shannon. Welcome to the program. I am Eric Nagel. Over there in the frozen tundra known as Arizona, there is Jordan.
Hey, everybody.
How are you doing?
I thought we were posing tonight.
All right, maybe we will. I'm going to go and strike this pose right here and see if you can top that, my friend. If you're just joining us, thank you. Thank you for checking out the show for the first time. If you're not, then you know the whole spiel, but I got to do it all over again just for the new people that join us each and every week. If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, thank you for doing that. If you're listening to us later on Apple, Spotify, those kinds of places, do us a kindness. Go over there, leave a positive review. It helps out the program, the algorithm, or so I'm told by people that seem to be making way more and higher up the corporate ladder than I. So I have to say that. But if you want to join us live each and every week as we do said program, hop over to our live rooms on YouTube and on Twitch. Twitch might be waning. I don't know how long we're staying with them, but you can go over there for now. All under it's all under It's Eric Nagel. You can come in and hop in and join the program and what have you here. We are back after a couple of weeks. It's been nice. Was away on vacation. If you want to hear all about that, we did a surprise episode earlier in the week. You can go and find that again on all the audio platforms. If you want to go over to YouTube. It's probably one of our more visually heavy shows. We usually try to balance it out so it doesn't fuck with the audio stuff because that's who pays us. But, you know, this particular one is a bit more of a visual type of show, so you might want to go over to the YouTube channel and check that one out. It tells you about everything that was going on, and as I've been told, it's old man yells at cruise ship. So
lots of Eric on the beach, legs up, sipping a Mai Tai kind of stuff. So yeah, go check it out.
Tom, our old pal, Tom from Alberta, Canada. You've shaved and rejoined society. Yes, on the last program, I was unshaven, unkempt, if you will, still wearing vacation clothing, and tan, rested, and ready. Am I right now?
Yep.
What's your excuse, Jordan? Why do you look deathly pale when you're in the Valley of the Sun?
Because I don't want to go outside. It's like 112 degrees outside.
Yeah, I saw some alerts last week. It's like, hey, warning on the mountain range going into the West Coast from Nevada all the way down to Southern California, 120 something degrees. You may not want to let the pets outside for too long, or at all,
ever
at all. You just go out and poof, there's just fur everywhere because the cat and the dog exploded from said heat.
Yeah, no, my favorite thing is now Alexa has done her thing because I have one set up in the kitchen to do most of, like, I'll control my living room lighting and I'll get alerts every now and then. I kind of took them out of some of the other rooms, but that's the main one. And every day it's like, hey, an excessive heat warning is in effect for your area until here. I was like, yeah, no shit, it's hot outside. And then today I walked down there, she goes, there's an excessive heat warning that's been extended until, I'm like, I know, just extend it till October. You can stop telling me. And we'll be okay.
Yeah, I love
it's warm.
it not just from your heat, but it does it with all weather. Like here in the Northeast during rainier seasons, you'll get the alerts. Oh, high precipitation rate today coming, and you say, okay, cool. And then it says it's going to rain in like 15 minutes. Okay, cool. Flood alert in your area. It's like, why didn't you just say this all in one thing? Why is it like constantly sending me text? It's like when your parents text you, hi, send, how are you, send, what's going on? So it's like, just do it all in one text, post, tweet, whatever, and be done with it. And then it rains for half an hour and says, flood warning extended till 12 p.m. tonight. It's like, oh, it's 11 a.m. You couldn't see on the radar that it was going to be raining that long. It's like, oh my God,
we've been getting
panic.
The excessive heat warnings and then the air quality warnings from the National Weather Service. And I'm like, all right, yes, I know it's hot, it's dusty, and I don't want to be outside. So if I look pale, it's because I'm doing my job and not going outdoors for a while.
I'm not dying, and so are my kids.
I'm not dying.
We are fantastic. We got a lot to get into today on the show, but before we do that, I just want to do a quick thank you to our friends over at this group called the Radio Fam. If you can see that right
Oh,
there.
nice.
They sent me a couple of things. I guess, are bandanas big again? Are people enjoying the bandanas? Is that a style that has come back?
It is. It depends on what you're using it for. I mean, that's pretty cool. I like that.
I got a...
That's
I mean,
something
it's
like
nice.
maybe bring to like an outdoor concert festival where you
Right.
can wet it down and keep you cool a little.
I did that wrong.
Oh, we're gonna do this.
I don't know how to do... Am I doing it right? Wrong? I don't know.
I mean, the fact that you're trying it is already wrong. So maybe that's. Oh no, you look like Prison Mike from The Office.
Well, maybe I'm going through some sort of therapy, Jordan. You're being very inconsiderate. Is that how I
No,
did?
it's true.
This looks terrible. Why is this ever a look? Unless you're a biker that's wearing this under a helmet for comfort, walking around like this is stupid.
Well, then this is what you do: is you put on your paper pirate hat from your cruise, and now you've got yourself a nice little streaming montage for our Sea of Thieves coming up.
That is a fair point. I'm going to put on my kids menu Disney
Yeah.
pirate hat like that.
There you go.
How are we doing with that?
Perfect.
All right. Well, while I show this lovely fashion sense off, they also just sent me a shirt real quick, which applies to the industry today more than ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'll be rocking
Like that.
If my next deal ever involves trying to get me a non-compete. I'll wear this. You know how they complain about Gen Z people going into interviews and stuff, and they're not prepared, they're not dressed, they're on their phone. Some bring their parents. You know,
I was gonna say I saw an article where it was like parents need to help their kids with interviews. I'm like, the hell they do.
What if you just walk into a job interview like this or a contract negotiation? Do you think you'll get that job?
I don't know. It depends on the job.
All right. But thank you, Marie, and thank you, everybody at the radio fam. I do appreciate that. It's very,
That's cool.
Very nice, very kind of you. Find their website. They've got all kinds of cool stuff that you can go and buy and enjoy there. So we've got a lot to get to, and we are on the road, not to WrestleMania, but to the 10th. This is looking ridiculous. It's distracting me. I got to take that off. This is...
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not a great
This is
look.
all terrible. We're on the road to the 10th anniversary of this program.
Yes, we are.
10 years. Who would have thunk it? Not I, and apparently not anybody that employs us. So, at the end of this month will be the 10th anniversary of this show since we started. 1 week we started the program because I had dragged my feet when at SiriusXM. I didn't want to do a show while I was doing Opie and Anthony because I just thought it was going to get destroyed. I'd never get a fair shake. Finally, I get convinced. Ope says you should really do something. Management says you should do something. Okay, fantastic. I'll do it. So we go and we launch the show. Myself, Matt O.G., original co-host for the show, Gittles, who I think joined us like 2 weeks later after the show started. But we start the first show, go into the 4th of July break, and Opie and Anthony is no more. Anthony gets fired, the show goes away, all our careers are in chaos, we don't know what's going to happen. I'm like, fine, it's just fitting. We just start the program, and this is what happens.
Great timing.
So, in a couple of weeks will be the 10th anniversary of this show. So we're going down the road, and we're going to be we're pulling some clips. We're going to be pulling some archives, fun stuff to show for the 10th anniversary show.
You showed off the original logo the other day to me, and I thought that was actually really funny.
Right. So, I got to bring that. I didn't load it today. I'll bring it for next week's show. Yeah, the original logos and everything else that we did. But the people who have been on the show have been kind enough to want to actually come back onto the program here. So when I started this program, it was Matt O.G., and I think Gittles was figuring out a schedule or something like that because he joined us the second or the third show and then had been with us up until him venturing off into the vast, lucrative world of butchering back in September. Did Gittles leave, or in the summer?
Probably around October, because we were planning on doing some October like horror movie stuff, and then things kind of...
Yeah, he had to make a career change, and that's fine. I think he's doing a lot better mentally and everything else for doing that. So, Gittles is returning to the show. Hello, sir.
Hey, what up, everybody?
Hi, buddy.
Can you hear me?
How have you been?
Not too bad.
Why I
chilling.
can't hear? I'm hearing you from like the bouncing of the room. I don't think your mic's on.
Hold on.
It's fitting for the show. Grand return, and nothing's working.
Back.
There you go.
Much better.
Sorry, I have a new webcam, and I forgot when I signed into the program, I had to reset my settings.
Okay.
And so it was picking up on that mic. That is my bad.
All good. It just goes to show the show starts late, stuff's not working, half the prep's not done. It's only fitting. When did you actually join the show? It was like 2 or 3 weeks in, right?
It was like 2 or 3 weeks in, yeah.
Yeah, we were figuring something out, and then you were able to come in, and then Gittles was like his cat George. He was knocking at the door. We let him in, and then he wouldn't leave. He was just living at the studio for the rest of the time.
I didn't have anything else to do, and I could drink all the seltzers I wanted and eat all the pretzel rods.
All those cup of pretzels.
Oh my God, so many pretzels.
Real quick side note. Guess who I talked to? Just out of the blue. You're never gonna guess. That was a bad way to set this up.
Let's keep doing this.
We used to have a famous. We used to have a legend of the hip hop community stop into our office all the time because he had a show on at Sirius at the same time that we did at one point. Ed Lover from Yo MTV Raps. One time I came back to the office and there's just Gittles and Ed Lover just sitting in the office talking shit and enjoying cups of pretzel rods.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, and then he started coming every week because we had all the snacks. We just would have stuff in the office, so he would come and hang out knowing that we were there. And he's like, yeah, you guys got all the snacks and the food and all the stuff. I'm just going to come by and hang out with you guys. So there's just Gittles hanging out with a hip-hop legend, a television icon, pioneer, if you will.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to see if maybe he'll stop in either next week or the week after if his schedule permits. So
that'll be cool.
But yeah, I have a photo somewhere. I got to look for it where I couldn't believe I walked in and just Ed Lover and Gittles are hanging out, and I just sat at my desk and turned this way and took a photo. It was like, that's just a story you don't think anyone's going to believe, so you need to document it.
Dude, I tell people so many stories, and that everyone thinks I'm making shit up, and then I show them the pictures, and they're like, he always has a receipt, like every single time. I'm like, I know. I'm like, all this shit is just weird. It's what happens. Like, you just, when you do this show, you run into crazy people and you meet very interesting people, and it's not something a normal person gets to do, so it's when you tell people like, oh yeah, I was just hanging out with Tom Middleton or Hiddleston, whatever his name is, talking about his country music movie, and then we went and we were hanging out with the people from Mystery Science Theater. Of course it sounds fucking fake. Like, no one would believe that. I worked at an ice cream shop. Like, why would anybody believe me?
And he looks homeless, half the time. So people were like, they're not letting him into a posh corporate building in Midtown Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
They did.
No. He was just hanging out with the cast of The Walking Dead.
All the time.
There were plenty of times, I remember, because of the weird scheduling. Not weird for us because of the company, but like for anyone who works a regular job, it was never a set time when we had interviews. We had to pre-record a lot of them because they were there during the day, and we were in that spot in Manhattan where they were doing the rounds. So like if they did Howard in the morning, then they would do other shows at Sirius. But then maybe even before Howard, they were over across the street at the Today Show. Or after they're done with us, they were going across the street to go do the Tonight Show. Or they were going to the right and they were going to do Fox News. Or they go 2 blocks, they were doing CNN, Good Morning America, CBS This Morning. Like everything was all around there. So people were just doing the rounds for interviews, for publicity and stuff. Gittles would, I don't know how he worked it, but I said, look, I know this is an awkward time, but such and such from the walk. Oh, I'll be there. He figured it out. He showed up, and then he's like, oh, this was great. And then he goes, all right, I need to go. And then he disappeared and he'd leave, and I'd see him on Friday for the show.
Dude, I just made up shit all the time. I was just like a kid coming up with excuses for not having their homework. I was like, the amount of times I was like, I got a doctor's appointment. I got to go. I'll be back in like an hour. Right. And like I would just leave, or I'd be like, oh, I remember one time I told somebody I had to go to an art auction. I was like, I have to go to an art because... Long story. I had grandma had this crazy painting thing, so like I had like people believe me. I was like, yeah, I got to go to this art auction. I just left for like an hour.
But here's the thing: with you being in New York and Brooklyn and all that area, you can say that and it would work. If I did that, they'd be like, you're lying. There are no art galleries anywhere near where you are.
Yeah, I can make up any excuse. It's New York City.
You have
Everything
a whole
here.
Rolodex of excuses you could use.
And I was only like 30 blocks away from where Eric was, so like to get there was really easy. I just go downstairs, hop on the subway. I'm there in like 2 minutes.
This was when you were still working for America's Got Talent, right?
Well, I was working for America's Got Talent, and we were actually working in the same building, just a couple of floors up from Sirius. So I was like right there. And then after that, I was working at Refinery 29, which was downtown, and I would just like come up and I would just leave there all the time.
The place with the lovely reputation, Refinery 29.
That place sucked.
Remember, they rented some weird space in our building.
Yeah,
and you had access to go.
Rooms.
You had access to go up higher in the building than we did. So we went up there, and Gittles shows me this floor, and he goes, "Yeah, we work in this little corner here." And you had an amazing view. You saw 30 Rock. You saw Radio City Music Hall. Those weird garden tiers that they had at Rockefeller Center. But the rest of the building had no walls.
There was nothing.
It looked like a disaster movie, one of those movies like everybody else went to heaven and you were left there.
Like a rapture movie.
Yeah, we used to go up there in the afternoon and go, look how creepy. When the sun would set behind certain buildings, it got dark because there was no electricity on the rest of the floor, except this one little area that they set up makeshift desks for Gittles and his crew working. We would walk and it's a city block, the entire building. We were just walking around. It's like, we were talking about like getting big wheels and bikes and go-karts.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, there was just nothing there.
People would bring their dogs to work, and I would just take a tennis ball and just like literally throw it a whole block indoors, and the dogs would just run and get it and come back. It was awesome. Like there was nothing else to do.
Jeez.
People in the chat are excited to see you, Gittles. Look at all this.
What's up, everybody?
Getting some love.
How's it going, chat? Missed y'all. I think about you all when I'm cutting pigs' heads off. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's talk about that real quick. So you left the show, was it last summer or the beginning of the fall?
It was October.
October. Okay.
Yeah.
So Gittles decided to do a bit of a career change. Can we talk about what you do, or do you not want to?
I don't give a shit. I love talking about what I do.
Okay, so he went into a direction that even he didn't expect to turn into, and is thriving and enjoying it thoroughly. He went into the glamorous world of butchering.
Yeah, it's awesome.
He goes and all the things that you buy that look great, saying, "Oh, I'm going to go and make a sauce out of this," or "I'm going to go grill this for the weekend." Well, that sausage has to come from somewhere, and Gittles is now the guy who makes it. So he knows how it's being made. He lops off heads and parts, and nothing goes to waste. And there's always punny signs in the front and in the display case I saw in the photos for your new establishment, which we'll get into a second. You put little funny puns and
of course,
things for describing the product.
Well, like so basically what happened was how I found this job was I was out of work for a while because of the pandemic. I was bouncing back and forth doing like some freelance TV work and some like editing gigs here and there, and it just wasn't really cutting it. And so I went on the website goodfoodjobs.com, which sounds like a fake website, but it's actually like a legit.
He walked in, it's just a big black leather couch and a camera and a desk. He's like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah. And no joke, there was like an ad that was all just filled with these like ridiculous meat puns. And it was for a butcher shop. I was like, you know what? These sound like my people. Like they're, talking about, like meat puns. Like I have to apply here. So I applied, and they basically like almost hired me on the spot. And then I worked my way up from just working the counter and learning all the meats, and now I'm a full-time one of the butchers at the new shop.
I'm head cow killing guy.
We don't kill the animals. We just get the pieces of them, and then we.
You keep saying that, but every time you post a picture, it's some head of some animal.
It has to die somehow. It doesn't it's not like they just caught it because it got clipped on the, on one of the side streets and we'll just take the roadkill cow. And then
Gittles' butcher shop is like run like that steak shop in The Simpsons where you have to go in and then they just get it right when you
not
it
that
fresh.
One. Yeah.
No, that one's looking a little pale. Let's get the other one.
Yeah. But it's awesome. Yeah. I mean, even like just talking about that, the new shop the other day, we got our pig delivery, and I was like, oh, I have to go out to the truck to get the parts, and it was just the guy just gives me a head, just a huge fucking pig's head. He's like, here you go,
just a large pig head.
Yeah, I mean, the pig's head's probably about like this big, weighs probably about like well over.
He thought it was like, oh, this is the sign for boar's head since we're carrying those cold cuts now. No, it's the actual boar's head.
Yeah, it is the boar's head. I cut the ears off and I cut the cheeks out. We make bacon out of it, all that fun stuff. But so I take the head and I turn around and I'm on the sidewalk just as like 4 women are passing me, and they just like absolutely horrified. And I'm just sitting there like, I love my job so much. And then I walked inside and, cut the ears off, cut the cheeks off, scoop the eyeballs out, all that fun stuff.
Like a little melon baller.
No, you use a knife. You get under there. There's only like one little like thread that holds it in. It's really easy to break apart animals, folks. Let me tell you something. Like most of it, like I'm just pulling meat. Like you're really cutting in like certain parts. A lot of times you're just ripping stuff. Like,
look, I know we have said this before and we've talked about this, but I would love for you to have some kind of video set up to watch that.
Yeah,
stuff. Like I would be sitting here doing my job. I know we're a 3-hour difference right now. I would be doing work, talking to students, watching you butcher a pig. I would be the happiest person.
Oh, dude, it's so much fun. Like it goes fast too. Like I mean, I was doing at the other shop. Because the other shop is like way busier than the new shop. We just got started like a couple weeks ago, but like on a Wednesday, we would get in like 4 pigs. So I'd have to like bring in the pigs. Each pig weighs like 350 pounds or something like that. So I'm carrying them all in. I'm in like really good like physical strength now, guys. I'm not trying to brag, but like I could like lift a lot of shit because I just have to like literally just carry gigantic hunks of meat. So yeah, I would take them in and then breaking them down to get all 4 of those pigs into the walk-in takes me about like 45 minutes.
Wow.
Like, so it's not that.
So do you have Popeye arms now?
Yeah, I kind of do, man. Like,
I was gonna say, I remember working at a juice place like that did ice cream and the sherbet and stuff like that. And yeah, you get the big forearm from having a scoop. Oh, dude. And it would just be insane. Like one arm's bigger than the other. You're like, I got to get left-handed.
Well, it's funny because like one of the other butchers like left for a couple months, and he came back. He's like, "Oh, I could tell you've been butchering." He's like, "Your arms are just so much bigger now than they were." I'm like, "Yeah, dude." I'm like constantly carrying. Like when you get in a side of the cow, like the chuck is probably like 220 pounds itself, and it's like this big, and you're literally just like bear hugging it down the sidewalk, hoping like that no child on a scooter goes in front of you and then you like trip over it. But I mean that's happened. Like I've my coworker
he's like, I've dropped half a cow because of a kid on a scooter.
It wasn't because of a kid on a scooter. It was a hilarious turn of events where a pig leg fell on the floor and I didn't know, and I turned the corner with a pig leg and I tripped over it, and then the pig leg I was holding flew into someone and they fell down. It was like you couldn't have wrote a better sketch, and we're all just laying on the ground next to these pig legs, and then the driver's like, "Are you guys all okay?" We're just like, "I don't know what happened, man." And the best part is, Songs in the Key of Springfield is playing because we can listen to whatever we want at work, and we're all just like laying on the ground, paralyzed by pig legs, while we hear monorail.
Gittles is walking in with pig parts and everything, like that chef guy on Sesame Street.
Basically.
And coconut custard pies.
Just falls down the stairs. Pig parts everywhere.
But yeah, no, it's a great job. I love all my coworkers.
Now, have we mentioned the name of your shop yet here?
Oh, it's Prospect Butcher Co.
I was gonna say I saw the logo in your hat.
Why are you hiding as you're saying it? Get up on the mic and say it.
Oh, you're showing his hat.
I was showing the hat.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought he was like getting bashful. Like I don't really want to talk about it.
No, it's Prospect Butcher Co. Now the second shop we just called it 2 because we're like, let's just make it like an 80s movie. We'll just put a 2 at the end. We're like, okay.
Yeah,
that works for me.
So Gittles goes there, works his way up. You're an owner in it now, right?
Yeah, I'm part owner because it's a worker-owned business, so I have an equity stake in the company.
It's fantastic, and then they
joke that it's an equity stake. Like we're not actually going to get meat; they're just going to give us a steak. Like damn it, they got us with a pun.
It's like Omaha Steaks; they just show up every week in your house, and you're like, I cut this. I had to mail it to myself. This job sucks. So they just opened up a second store, which is the one you're running, whatever now.
Yeah.
That's the one that's closer to you?
It's like 11 blocks away from my house.
Fantastic, right?
That's
the commute?
Perfect.
The commute is like 10 minutes. It's crazy. I actually kind of miss the other commute. I'm not going to lie. I liked really being fully awake before I got to work because I had a much longer commute. I show up now. I'm still groggy. I'm like, oh, what I got to do? Like turn on the lights. I'm like all slow because it's so close to my apartment now. That's why I was able to get back here a lot quicker than normally because it's like right down the street.
Well, I'm very happy for you. I'm glad all this is working out. You seem to be in a much better headspace than you had been for a while.
Oh yeah, I mean, like
that's not a shot at you. It's just I know you were just fighting in your head for the longest time, and this is great that you're working out on some creative and you're happy with all of this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm constantly learning. I get to talk to people all day about food, which is awesome.
Yeah,
and then I made like 100 and something pounds of sausage today. I make hot dogs from scratch. I make mortadella from scratch. Like, it's super fun. It's a
Do you ever
great
get caught shoplifting in your own store? Like, you got those chain link hot dogs hanging out the back of your jacket or something?
Oh, dude! Like, when anytime anyone is slicing meat, someone will go over and just be like, just put their hand out and just give me a meat tax. Like, we're just constantly just eating slices of roast. You'd love this job, Eric. You just like, oh, I needed some salami. Just grab some out of the
I'd be in there every day buying stuff. You'd forget working there. I just would be a great customer.
Yeah.
What is it? And then we got to move on to something else. But what is it about butchered hot dogs, the ones that are all roped together, buying them that taste better than any of the other brands in the store?
Well, ours we smoke ours, so ours have like a nice like smoke to them, so that's why they get like the nice like snappy like skin on the outside.
Right.
But ours are like beef and pork. You know, a lot of people will say things like, "Oh, you don't want to know how the sausage is made," but like it's literally just pork and spices, so that we just throw it through a meat grinder. Like it's really yes.
Lucy Moody in the chat says they rub them on their balls. That is so good.
I wasn't going to say industry secrets, but right. There you go.
Well, good, man. I am so happy for you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I got to bring somebody else in on here too. Somebody else that worked on the show way back in the day. And Gittles, what?
Hold on. I just want to, before you go on, I want to show you guys my cool camera. Have you seen this thing?
No, because you left us, Gittles.
Watch this. Ooh.
Oh, it's following you.
It's gonna. Oh wait, no. It tracks me if it's like hand controlled.
There it is.
And it'll like, oh, I guess with the software it doesn't work, but I can like stand up and it'll like track me around the room and shit. And I could be like,
with the software it doesn't work. Isn't the software supposed to make it work?
No, it's the StreamYard thing. So I can like zoom in, be like, ooh, zoom in, zoom out.
Look pretty good.
Okay.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, like I said, I can go like this, and then it should unlock. And then
it doesn't do that thing like iPhone and Windows does now, where if you go like this, it makes hearts and.
Oh, remember we found that out the other day when I did.
Yeah, you did the thumbs up, and then it just showed. Can you still do it?
Let me see.
No. Look what Apple did to all their software and stuff. Watch this. We didn't realize it.
Ready? Let's see.
Fuck. What?
Jordan, do the heart thing that.
See if I can do it. Oh,
yeah, see if you can do the heart thing. You got to go up a little bit more.
I feel like we're in the Care Bears.
There,
game.
look at that.
What is this shit?
It's the Care Bear stare. Let's do this. It's really stupid.
If you could
There's
just
no
sit there
reason
and
to have
push your stomach out like that, and it did the Care Bear stare, that would just be the whole show,
right?
But yeah. So when I was just gonna say quick. I am gonna bring back Feast, and I have this camera, so it'll track me around the kitchen.
Oh my God,
cooler
Jordan.
when I do the show.
That is
Did you see that one?
I saw that. That is ridiculous.
So dumb.
All right.
Fireworks.
That will surprise. Yay! That's my head. Just
why is your head just floating?
It's like the fireworks severed his
terrible.
head.
Oh, it's like he walked into my job.
Right.
All right.
It's gonna be on your Facebook soon.
Anyway, we got to bring somebody else on here with us. This is somebody that Gittles knows very well. Worked on the show at one point with us. Traveled with us down to Miami for Florida SuperCon. Our old pal, the lovely, the talented Lisa Corrao is back.
Hey.
Whoa.
Hi.
Look at that hair.
I know. Right? What did you do to your hair?
Crazy.
Look at that. Ew.
I like it.
Well, I'm growing out my, thank you. I'm growing out my natural, I have gray hair. And I've dyed it since I'm like in my 20s. So I just decided to grow it out, but it's also kind of blonde.
Are you talking through your earbuds?
I am. Is it really bad?
It sounds like
the streets.
No, it sounds like you're talking through like a synthesizer or something. Hold on.
Oh no.
Let me try to boost you up here a little bit.
Terrible.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Eric's a perfectionist. This one show.
I'm sorry. We do a show for the audio audience that should be able to hear what she's saying. I apologize.
Oh no, audio audience. I'm sorry. I'm on the streets. Yeah, I just did a set at Gaff West in the city, and I just jumped off stage and stuck my headphones in, and here we are on the streets of New York. I'm one of these ladies who's gonna get punched. Like this is how you get punched on the streets.
Wait, where in New York are you?
I'm on the Upper West Side right now.
Oh shit!
Yeah, baby. I'm in town for a couple weeks doing sets around town.
Well, if you're doing that, give your plugs right now. Tell them where they can see your stand-up.
Let's see. I'm at Pine Box in Brooklyn tomorrow. I think that show's 8:30. I'm at QED Saturday, and that's all I can do from memory. I know I'm doing Gaff because I did Gaff West tonight. I'm doing Gaff East Saturday the 22nd. That's all I know off the top of my head. I'll be all around town. But follow me on Instagram, and I'll post everything.
Okay. I'm going to try to see if I can find some effect that matches her, because she sounds like she's doing those things where it's like, hey, I'm on Mars. So I'm just going to sound like I'm doing something.
Oh, man.
I don't know. Is that
I'm
that
sorry,
work?
this isn't better audio, guys.
No, now you sound like you're in a cave, Eric. That sounds.
I sound like I'm in an
like
empty
that.
bathroom. Like I'm getting beat up or violated. Let's see.
The light went out in the restaurant and he can't find the switch.
No.
Is that what I sound like?
Maybe this. No, that sounds even worse. Now I'm down a well. George!
Oh.
And now there's George.
There's George.
George. Could
5
you
people
make
on one show.
sausages out of tap?
Oh yeah, you can make sausage out of anything.
Oh,
I don't know
that's
if I like
amazing.
the sound of that.
Well, it depends.
George is like, put me down.
Why am I still on this? Sorry. It depends what country you're in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pull that. Tom, if Tom's been helping me out with pulling some clips of. Tom, make a note on our sheet there if you can. I have the saga of when George showed up on the show. Like George knocked on the door right as we went to break, and then we came back from commercial break, and Gittles has a cat.
Yep.
And then there was a whole saga too, because it wasn't George at the time, and Gittles tried to track down the owners, and apparently, like I forgot it. He's like in a farm or something. What? Not a farm. Mill,
Foster
like
thing.
a mill kind of thing.
No. He was a foster cat, and these people just didn't want him anymore, and they just let him go.
Wasn't there
He
something?
ended up tracking him down, and they were like, "Yeah, no, we don't want him."
Yeah, there was something where there was a place that was near Gittles where people would just go and abandon.
Yeah, it was just a cat colony where like.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. And then all of a sudden he had a cat, and here you go. George is now part of the show and part of his life. How well is George
he's so
eating now
cute.
with the butcher stuff?
I mean, he's eating the same. He doesn't want any of that shit. He wants his cat food. He only likes cat food, and like he'll eat my potato chips. He's a jerk.
That's like a kid that only eats dino nuggets, or mac and cheese.
It's like Eric.
No.
I was thinking that too.
I mean, look, they're not bad.
All right, thank you.
They're not bad, but if he's bringing home, a prime rib, I'd rather have the prime rib. Maybe I'll keep the mac and cheese with the prime rib.
I'll make
Eric, you're the George of humans.
Yeah, I'll cut the
eat
prime
his
rib into
cold-
a dino shape for you. So
Just
it's a
eat
dino
his cold
nugget.
SpaghettiOs.
Just eating myself. It's all delicious. Lisa, what have you been up to? We've talked to you in the past. You've worked and were writing for like Yakov Smirnoff and Patton Oswalt. You did stuff with Gilbert for a while.
Oh, may he rest in peace. Yeah, I was touring with Gilbert Gottfried. It was amazing. I did his final shows with him. And I'll tell you what, those last shows that he did were awesome. They were in Toronto, in this little theater. And he left the stage, and the crowd was cheering, Gilbert, Gilbert. It was so great. Love that guy.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Are you just doing your own dates, or are you touring with anybody right now?
I'm not touring with anyone right now. I don't know if people are afraid that they're going to die if they work with me.
You used to
She
work.
just kills everybody she works with.
No, she worked for a guy that was so amazingly funny. She used to work with John Panette.
John Panette.
Yeah, John Panette
May
was
he rest
great.
in peace.
I forgot about that. So you're like the angel of death of comedy.
I am. Everyone I work with is guaranteed to die. Everyone that watches me do stand up, they're guaranteed to die too.
Oh,
so come and
sweet.
see me.
I was gonna come to your show.
Yeah,
Well, it's
I think
fitting 'cause
you're
everyone
gonna
that-
die for sure.
It's fitting because everyone that takes a picture with Eric ends up dying. That's why he's got so many black and whites
See,
to put out
I
on the internet.
know you're the number one suspect in all this death.
Yeah, Eric.
FYI.
Eric
Me?
knows most people.
Yeah, John Panette was so great. Oh my gosh, he was amazing to work for, and he was so funny. I mean, he was a killer on stage.
Yeah.
And but not everyone has died that I've opened for. Just those two.
No.
Well, Louis Anderson too, actually.
Richard Lewis, Louis Anderson. The list goes on.
Yeah. Bob Saget.
Saget.
Yeah.
It started at 2, and now it's like 5 or 6.
It's not the Full House.
We shouldn't keep talking about it. She's going to find a larger list.
She was on her way to open for Norm Macdonald, and that's all it took. She was just on the plane
man,
going
I wish
cross-country.
I could have worked with Norm. I never worked with Norm. I loved him so much, though. Oh my gosh.
Where's that clicking?
No, I didn't kill Norm.
I think it's Lisa. Okay, that's fine.
That is Lisa. Eric.
I was hearing hearing some kind of clicking thing that was going on.
Oh, that was me.
Yeah.
That was me. Sorry.
All good.
Whoa. Look at this. Oh my God. Look at this.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
How's Gittles there and there at the same time?
That's
that was cool.
That's what we call a pimp, Lisa. He's scouting you out.
I told him. Oh, sweet.
It's like, hey, she looks like she just got off a bus from out of town. Maybe I can, take her to dinner.
Yeah. Hell yeah, I'm hungry.
That's how it all starts.
I got really excited when Gittles was talking about the salami, the free slices of salami. You just put your hand out. That sounds like heaven.
Well, you got
come by.
You got a show coming in Brooklyn. You just said Gittles can bring you some assorted meats. He could make you like a charcuterie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would love that. I'm staying in Bushwick, so I'm right near Pine Box. Yeah.
Okay. That's not far from me. Maybe I'll come. What time is your show tomorrow?
Oh my God, the show tomorrow is at 8:30.
Okay, I'm off, so maybe I'll come by.
Oh hell yeah!
There you go. I want a photo, and I want a photo of you two, and I want a photo of the assorted meats. I want proof that
just
it's
like
happened.
the board.
Yeah. I don't care if it has
It's 90 degrees out.
I don't care if it has the olives or the apricots or any of that stuff. I just want to see the salted meats.
She's all lethargic. She's lethargic on stage. She was hanging out with Gittles, eating all the meat and stuff like that. She's like, I don't want
hot salty meat. Yeah.
Why not?
Hot meat bar.
Speaking of food, are you still doing your cooking channel?
I am. I just haven't posted anything in a while, but I'm still getting followers somehow. But I'm going to shoot some new ones and start posting again. I'm just really bad at consistency. I don't know if you could tell. That's the only thing I can do, Eric.
Yeah, well, consistency seems to be the only way anything gets achieved in this digital world of social media.
Well, it's not looking good for me then.
I'm looking here to see when the last time you posted.
It was the last time she posted 7 months ago. I looked because I was watching some of them. Last time she was on when I was off, I was like at a concert or something.
Oh,
she came on with Gittles.
That's so nice.
So I checked a few things while I was driving. And then 7 months ago was the last video. I'm like, come on. Gittles needs to get going. Lisa needs to get going. I need more food stuff to watch.
Here's her channel here if you want to subscribe.
I'll tell you what, I love to eat.
It's Lisa Loves Food on YouTube. So if you want to go in and check out what she's doing.
We got some new ones coming up. You know, I went through some heartbreak over the last several months. And so, you know, I'm feeling good again. So I'm going to start posting food videos again.
See, this is where you differ from the rest of the world. When you're going through heartbreak is when you eat your feelings and you do all this food stuff, not when you're in a good place mentally and physically and emotionally. Then you're cooking up a storm.
I really flushed a lot of good content down the drain, you know? Crying and eating. Oh, man.
Such a missed opportunity.
Maybe Gittles and I can I'll eat those meats tomorrow and we'll post that.
Yeah.
I want to ask you quick, Lisa, since we're going into in a couple weeks will be the 10th anniversary of this program here. You were with us.
Happy anniversary.
You were not with us for the iHeart days. You were with us for the satellite days.
Yes,
anything
indeed.
you remember about doing the show? Did you get to meet anybody? I don't know if you were there for any of the pre-recorded interviews or when we had the live people and stuff. Was there anybody that you met that was memorable or anything from the show?
I loved meeting Frank Santapadre.
Oh, he's the best.
Gilbert's partner for his podcast.
I really love Frank, and he's been on my podcast as well. And oh gosh, who else? We had a lot of people on. Oh, I'll tell you what. That day that we had Opie on, the next day is when I showed up on WikiFeed. So I don't know if that is a coincidence.
Right.
There was, I think that was one of the beer shows that we did, because I think Masters of None was there, and I don't know if that wasn't the show that. Remember, Jay brought that really expensive alcohol that's like so rare, and we just started pouring it into cups and playing beer pong with it.
He brought it was the Sam Adams like Utopia or whatever it is, like the $1,000 whatever bottle of beer.
Yeah, and we just cracked it open and put it on the beer pong table, and people were losing their shit. Like, do you know how much that is? It's like, yes, that's exactly why we're doing this. It's the point of all of that. But you were there for a beer show. It was weird because Ope was doing this thing where he'd always had to have his camera going while the show was going on. We had our cameras and stuff, but he had to have his too. There's a photo somewhere I have, and I didn't notice it till later. I think Matt pointed it out. We were all kind of buzzed and having a good time, and Ope was like sitting there like this and just kind of went like that right on Lisa's chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just put his camera right there, and he's doing the whole Zoom thing, and like, what are you doing, dude?
Creep.
Yeah, I think that though I got a lot of fans after that. So
I'm sure you did.
Fine. Yeah, boobs are great.
So how did you get on the wiki feed from that?
I mean, I don't know, but I'll tell you this. So when I played a witch on Nickelodeon,
right,
a bunch of my scenes were without shoes, and it wasn't in the script. The director just, decided to do that on the fly. Had no idea. Like, I would have gotten a pedicure. I had no idea that my feet were going to be big stars.
Look, most of us have seen the new documentary about Nickelodeon lately. I don't think it was scripted for you. I think it was planned, though.
I know, right? So
probably.
There it is, folks.
What was the Nickelodeon show that you were on again?
I played a witch on Every Which Way.
Okay.
And it was really, really a fun role because, I got to have superpowers and whatever. And I didn't understand that foot fetish.
All right, wait a minute. This is your own fault.
I was going to say
that's your own fault for posting that one.
No, that's definitely
I didn't know people found that sexual, but I think it's great if you do. I mean, why not? It's just feet.
Oh, is that Wendy?
Your living room show, yes.
Yeah.
What was Wendy's last name?
Wendy Starling.
Starling, right? Is she still doing comedy stuff or no?
I'm not sure. We kind of lost touch. She moved a couple of times, and I don't know. I miss Wendy, and I hope she's doing well out there. But yeah, WikiFeed. Yeah, I'm rated 4.5 stars.
Out of 5?
I think it's because I had out of 5 stars. I think it's because my pinky toes are a little nubby.
Wait a minute
or it'd
here.
be 5 stars.
Hold on.
They're short, so they got me 0.5 off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, you were an aunt on Every Which Way, right?
No, I was just a witch. I wasn't related to anyone.
Oh, I thought you were the aunt for it. Okay.
No, I
think you're
got
thinking of Sabrina.
To,
That'd be great if she
I
was in
got
Sabrina.
banned
She'd
to
be
this
making a lot
realm
more
where
money.
it was just fog. It was just fog and feet, and I was banned to this realm and had to escape.
Well, there's the show title.
Fog and
Feet.
Fog and feet. Yeah.
So
But here's the crazy thing, Eric. So someone ripped the video or some of the video of that scene you see there.
Yeah.
And put it on their YouTube, and it's got way more views than anything I've ever done. So I think it's time for me to do I know. So it's time for me to do a foot reaction video to this. So I can get some views on my own feet.
Reacting, or are you reacting to the feet?
That's a good idea. I should have my feet react. I should put little mouths on my feet.
Here, react to the feet. Let's see you do a little improv here.
Oh, my feet. No, I mean just thinking of the foot fetish thing in general. I thought he was clapping for me.
She's all sitting in a club, putting her feet on the table, just taking pictures. It's gonna be real awkward.
Oh my gosh.
Our highest
Hey,
rated
if you
show
have a
ever.
foot fetish out there, I think that's great for you. I
looking-
gotta tell you a quick story about that, Eric. You're gonna like this.
Please do.
So I was gonna do, I do stand up at comic book conventions a lot,
Right.
and I was doing one recently in Richmond. And before the show, I get an email, and the subject it says "weird question,"
Oh no.
and then I open it up, and it says, "Hey, I know this is weird, but I would pay you $500 cash if I could smell your feet at the end of the convention."
Ugh.
And
$500.
I
Right, I'm
responded
sitting there
on
going,
it.
"That's gross," but $500 could go a long way.
Hold on a second. Time out. Gittles, that's not the same as $500 when we just finished a Funko interview and you got a rare Batman pop figure
Right.
and the guy walked right up before we were even off the dais for it and goes, "I'll give you $500 for that thing." And we're like, "No, what are you doing? What over there?" And Gittles like, "Go around the corner. Go around the corner. You can't do it right here."
Dude, if he wanted to give me $250 to smell it, I would have let him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for a whiff, right?
Right.
So, I mean, listen, I could use $500, but so I responded to him and I go, "Look, it's not a weird question. Good for you for knowing what you like, but no thank you."
No, fuck
So
that. Kink
diplomatic.
shame him.
And he responded $750.
Damn.
Guys, on
I just didn't answer.
if you're
but
those who are not
How
watching
high
the
do you think
visual,
you could have got him to go?
that's the funny thing because my daughter was asking me, she's like, "Why wouldn't you do that, Mom? Is it a moral thing?" And I had to think about the answer to
wait,
that.
your
I was
daughter
like,
knew about this?
Yeah, I told her about it. She's like, "Mom,
She
why
screens all the
didn't you?"
emails.
She had to figure out why she wasn't getting a new car.
All right, hold on. I forget your daughter's an adult now. I forgot all about that.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
that's weird to bring up. It's not like what were you having Thanksgiving? It's just quiet. Forks clinking against the plate, and then you go, "Let me tell you about this time the guy wanted to smell my feet." What? Okay, here we go.
I mean, yeah, she was like confused. She's like, "That's a lot of money. Why wouldn't you just like do that?" And she even had a great idea. She's like, "You can take it like a security deposit in case if he tries anything else, and then you can keep the security deposit." I'm like, what are you, like my foot manager over
She's
here?
your foot pimp.
That's the guy that was just driving by. He wanted to be your foot pimp.
Yeah.
Oh
foot pimp.
yeah. But no,
He's a real soul
I'm like,
man.
I don't think it is a moral thing because I feel like there's got to be a number. Like if someone offered me $1 million, no brainer, right? Come on.
Maybe.
But I just don't know what that
what's
number
the-
is, and obviously it's not $750.
Right.
But is it just the money, like that amount? Because nothing changes between the 500 and the million. So
Eric,
it's
why are
just
you
the
giving
money?
this away for free?
Because
Yeah,
it's
look,
on
why are you
YouTube.
doing this?
It's on YouTube, and Lisa is a terrible businesswoman. She
Look,
doesn't
we should
know.
be monetizing this.
Yeah.
I know, and Eric has known me for a long time. I've never made good financial decisions.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. When we're in Miami and she's like, "Remember that one place we went to? It was a sandwich place, but you could only sit outdoors."
Yeah, that place is great.
And it was like
Yeah.
late at night, and we just like, "Hey, who feels like getting a Cuban sandwich?" And Lisa's like, "Oh, I know the place."
I was like,
We
yeah,
go
let's
over
do it.
there, and then Lisa's just like, "Damn, I don't have any money on me." It's like, fine, I don't care. The food was amazing. I didn't mind paying for any of that stuff. But that's just what Lisa is. She's like, I didn't have anything with me. Whether
Yeah,
she's being
I
coy
can't
and she's like,
say.
got him to pay for another meal, or she doesn't have the money, I don't know.
Eric,
But either way, it's okay.
I do love when people feed me, so thank you for that.
You're
sandwich.
very welcome. It's about time.
Yeah.
It was only like 9 years ago that finally I'm getting a thank you for it.
I feel
Why
like I
you put
said
this
thank
whole
you
show
back,
together
but you know
just to
what?
get
Thank you
apologies.
again.
Yes, the whole thing was just an elaborate ruse for an apology to feed my ego.
Oh man,
Feed, yes.
I do want more food though.
Everybody does. Everybody does.
There's a lot of good food like where you're at in Bushwick, so you're gonna be able to find it.
Oh man, I know. I just want to eat my way through this city. I just love New York so
We'll
much.
meet up with Gittles
God.
tomorrow. He's coming to your show, and then after that, he can show you some places that are good for late night
Hell
gets.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I know a lot of good
Oh man, and my friend who I stay with, her name is Bob. Yes, the woman named Bob. She's Chinese and she cooks everything with lard. It's amazing.
Oh my god, hero.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I was rendering lard today at work.
Oh god.
Rendering
You guys
lard.
live way different
Yeah.
lives. That's amazing.
Oh man, my cholesterol is so high.
I'm very high too.
I was drinking a liquid IV pouch of white peach in a metallic water bottle. That was my day. And you're just in there rendering lard. We do live very different lives.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean to render lard? Is that to solidify it?
No, you just cook the fat until
boil it down
until all the water is out of it, and then it'll
cook it slowly, right?
Yeah. You cook it at a slow temperature until all the water is basically rendered out of it, and then you're just left with solidified fat that you can use for cooking or baking. It's actually very healthy for you compared to other baking stuff. It just gets a bad rap because of the jungle.
It gets a bad rap
because the people think that lard, it's actually people that fell into the mills because of a 150-year-old book. But lard is actually pretty healthy for you.
Lard, somehow, like a lot of things when I don't want to say the industrial, like the Madison Avenue days of this country, where they started coming out with TV dinners and artificial sweeteners and food preservatives and all that stuff. And then everything that you knew, sugar, butter, all these other things, all of a sudden were bad. And these were the better things and the healthier things to eat. And then you go back over time and you go, it's like, wait a minute. People were cooking with lard out of necessity. It was just left over, so they used everything, like pioneers and frontiersmen and farmers and all that stuff. And they worked. They lived good lives. They weren't dying of cholesterol and diabetes and all this shit. And then you go, wait, you should go back to cooking with all this stuff. Like the duck fat fries that Gittles introduced me to many years ago. Even though I hate duck, the duck fat fries weren't bad. And then other stuff cooking with lard, you're like, why aren't more people doing this? It's maybe not cost effective, but it's so delicious.
Tom in the
I
chat
had a good duck the other day, Gittles. I had a Peking duck the other day in Vegas. Oh my God, it was so good.
Did you get it? Did you pick the one in the window? Which one you wanted to eat?
No, but we had to order it a couple of days in advance at this restaurant called Mott 32 at the Venetian. And I
think I've been there.
Whole duck to the table. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. They bring the whole duck to the table and present it to you. And then a guy starts carving off the skin first. And he gives you pieces of the skin. And you sprinkle cane sugar on top of the skin and just eat it like
that sounds good.
Oh my God, my mouth's watering.
You do know you found a really good place to dine when there's certain foods that they offer that you have to order in advance and say, look, you got to give us a day or two before you make your reservation.
Yeah,
to
it's
come
really
and have that.
expensive, but
well, we make schmaltz at work, which is rendered chicken fat. So we would just cook 25 pounds of chicken skins until all the fat is out of it, and then you're just left with delicious crispy chicken skins. And
it's
we all
chicken
would just
jerky, right?
Yeah, we would not even chicken, just like chicken potato chips. They're crispy, sprinkle some salt on. We would just sit around eating. There's customers out front. We're like, hold on, we're eating chicken skins back here like animals.
Oh my God.
So good.
Tom from Alberta. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one.
Wrong one, but that's great.
That's the wrong one. Wait, well, hold on. The wrong one, it said, Lucy Moody, have a cabbage, asshole. What did Lucy Moody say? Oh, I'm starving.
I'm starving.
Tom, calm down.
I'm so hungry too. Yeah.
Be nice to
everybody. Don't calm down. I'm hungry too.
that was a callback to the protesters throwing cabbage.
Tom, I apologize. That was a previous episode. Yes, we had a friend, Rob, who wanted to go out to the protest at UCLA and huck bagels at people. But then it turned into the whole thing where we were trying to figure out what food you could throw at the protesters, and somebody just wrote in and goes, have a cabbage, asshole. And we were just sitting there laughing at the fact that somebody was throwing a cabbage like a dodgeball at protesters at a college
cabbage to a protest to throw it.
Oh wow.
Cabbage.
Tom was saying that cooking with lard is healthier than cooking with margarine or coconut oil. I've seen a lot of other I think they might be TikTok based or something, but then you see them on Instagram and everywhere else, where a lot of these cooking things are using coconut oil more to line the pans and cook everything out. Is coconut oil not that good to use?
It's okay. It's not gonna. It's not that much worse for you. Just other stuff is healthier.
All right. Well, I'd rather go back and go to the places Gittles is eating at with all the.
We're all gonna die. Enjoy your food.
Right. That's what I say to people all the time. Hey, how much time you got left here?
I was gonna say, but usually you're sharpening knives in your shop, and you've got a pig head next to you, and it's very menacing. Don't say that out loud.
Oh my God, the amount of children that just scream when they come into the shop. Oh,
dude,
that's so great.
That's amazing.
So many life lessons learned.
Do you do what the butchers on Long Island used to do when you'd go in and get stuff? If you had kids with you, they'd give the kids candy, like that German candy stuff.
Oh, I just throw blood at the kids, or I'll cut like a gland off.
Like in
and
water
just, like,
balloons?
chuck it at them.
Pull
Yeah.
out the old super soaker.
It's like at a
Couple pumps.
teppanyaki
Oh my
place when they
God.
flip shrimp into your pocket. He's just flipping like entrails and stuff.
The other day I was at work. And I hear a knock on the wall behind me, and I'm like, "Who the hell's knocking on the wall?" And I turned around, and my coworker is just holding a pig trotter out the side like a Bugs Bunny cartoon, going "Yoo-hoo!" Right? Like this is like what my job is. Like we're just freaks.
Bunch of kids butchering things.
Wow.
And there's just children crying while this is happening, and I'm like, "This is." I could not be happier.
Well, that's the best.
Oh, I'm looking for that German candy. All right, that's for another time. I'm getting
German
distracted.
I'm glad you were hydrating, Eric.
Yeah.
Are you saying you didn't eat today?
Did I eat anything today? No, I didn't. I forgot. I'll eat later.
Oh.
I have leftover wonton soup and fried rice. I'll eat that because that's healthy.
Oh, yeah.
So
I want that now.
I'll have that later. No. So here's the thing. Many months ago, we talked about that weird phenomenon about people, mostly women, going crazy for those metal Stanley cups, those oversized drink cups.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like ripping up Targets and stuff because Target got an exclusive color pattern or something. And it was just, apparently Stanley cups were meant for like blue collar guys who were driving trucks or working construction. Yeah. Like they were just these heavy duty thermos style cups. And then some person on TikTok said, hey, look, this is a great thing that doesn't get noticed and they should make this. And somehow it blew up last year off of TikTok that every woman and teenager needed to have these things. So not Stanley's fault. They leaned into it and started putting out designer colors and patterns and things on there, and they made millions of dollars in sales by doing this. So back in February, they did an exclusive color that was only going to be at Target, and there was clips all over the place of people like the old days of Black Friday where they were breaking down the doors to get a $20 VCR, like that kind of thing. These women are running in there, they're pushing people, they're trying to grab as much as they can, and there's signs saying you can only buy 2 per customer. And it was just weird. Like, it's like, why is anybody giving a shit about these metal cups? So then a couple weeks ago or a week ago or so, I'm away on vacation and I see everybody has these metal cups. And it's whether it's the one that has the rubber straw thing you can flip up and drink from, or it's this other bottle, I think it's called Swell. And it has a big like metal top. It looks like a genie bottle almost. You unscrew the thing and they're just filling it up everywhere on the cruise ship, and had water stations, so people are just constantly filling up water. Or if you went up to the top decks where all the soda fountains were, they're filling up all these. But everybody had them. Some guy I saw walking at night, this became like a dad thing, was walking with this holder that he looked like an old-timey milkman with the loose milk bottles where you would go up to your porch and put the milk bottles down. And he had like 4 bottles in this hand, 4 bottles in this hand, and he's just filling up water for the kids and him and whatever to take back to the room. And that was the first night. I go, that's ridiculous. And then all of a sudden, we unpack and stuff, and my family all has these bottles. And I go, what the hell? Oh, we got you one too. Okay, so now I have a bottle. Now we all have these bottles, and guess what? It became my job to go up there and fill up everybody's bottles like a pathetic loser. So I did that. But there's something about it where I don't know. It's something psychological that you have it near you. You're drinking more water because it's there near you. Like I could put it in any other cup and I'll barely touch it or finish half of it. But because you have this stupid metal thing, I don't know what it's doing to my mind.
The straw.
Maybe.
Every time I have something with a straw in it, I'm more apt to actually drink it.
I don't know where.
And I am
You're
with
right.
the cup. It's weird.
Yeah, you're right.
My problem is I have one of those cooler things, but I fill it with coffee. I just fill it with like cold brew concentrate, and I just drink it all day. And I'm just.
You're supposed to mix
And
that
you
with
don't water
stuff
it down either.
like water.
No, I mix it with oat milk.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you do? Okay.
So it's like an oat milk.
I thought you were like, you remember the days when you were a kid and you're like, oh, I like ice pops, and you're thinking, oh, if I get the concentrated orange juice from the freezer section, I could just eat that like an Italian ice.
Delicious.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, it's too sweet in the wrong direction. You couldn't finish it, or if you were normal, you couldn't finish it.
And all syrup super squishy.
Yeah, exactly. You're going crazy Broadway style all over the place. So anyway, the metal bottles, having it around me all the time, I'm drinking a ton of water, and then somebody gave me a box something that's called Liquid IV, which I never had before. And in it are all these packets, these fruit flavor packets that you can pour into the water. So the box that was given to me is white peach, which I love peach. So I just fill up. It's a 40-ounce bottle. I put one of those things in there, and I've just been drinking them nonstop. Whether that's good or not, I don't know. I'm not good with monitoring portions and in excess, but I've been drinking.
They have a lot of salt. Yeah,
they do.
A lot of sodium to help keep you hydrated. Yes, I learned all about this because I just did a huge hike in the Grand Canyon, and so hydration was really important because it was 110 degrees.
Fuck that.
And I drank a lot of those liquid IVs. Yeah. I drink a lot of those. They're really good, but they are high in salt.
All right, was not aware of that. Okay.
Yeah.
So does it make you thirstier?
No.
And that's why it hydrates you, because you're just drinking more water because there's salt in it?
Well, if you figure you're sweating out all that salt from your body.
Salt. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you're falling victim to big hydration. They got you at a young age.
Totally.
Those guys from the egg cancel got to you too.
But there, I did notice this on the box. I don't have the box here. On the box, it says only 1 packet a day. Right? Like, I don't know who's drinking multiple packets of this. I mean, I've seen people at work that drink.
I drank like 20 of them on that hike.
Jesus.
Well, that I think is a bit. You're in a bit of an extreme situation. I think it's perfectly fine that you're doing it there. But if you're sitting around playing No Man's Sky, that's not the thing. It's like, hey, I'm just going to pop a couple of these packets and keep going. The box says limit 1 a day. So I got a 40-ounce bottle. I put 1 in, and then I follow the rules because I'm thinking something's in here is going to kill me if I don't follow their instructions. It's on the box for a reason. But you look at the side, I didn't see the sodium number. I saw that it was 0 sugar, but all the vitamins and minerals that they're listing in there, and they're all over your 100% need of daily intake. So all I could think of is like some of these numbers are like 300 to 600%, and I'm just thinking I'm just going to be peeing yellow for the next few days because that's all stuff that's not going to be absorbed, and it's just a waste.
It's like that song. I was out peeing, it was all yellow.
Cold pee.
Do you think, Eric, that you're a salty sweater?
A salty sweater?
Yeah, like some people sweat a lot more salt than other people, and like usually, like when you sweat on your clothes, you can see like a white stain, like a white edge on the stain.
Yeah.
That's salt.
No, I don't have that.
I have that on my like if I wear a hat, like if I'm outside in the heat too much, you'll see that rim. And it gets that weird white. It's kind of gross, but that's all salt.
Yeah, it's just salt. Yeah.
Do you harvest it?
No one wants to eat my salt hat.
Like Waterworld, you're refining your own pee.
Very locally sourced.
Look, the salt is a myth.
Dad, come over here. These fries need more salt.
Do you try to pawn it off? Do you try to pawn it off as like a cooking spice when really it's more of a garnish, like that pink Himalayan salt
like
that everyone thinks you cook with, but
yeah.
it does nothing?
Yeah, they call me the Great Salt Fats.
Well, Lisa, next time you're going through the Grand Canyon, that's not far from where Jordan is. You should meet up.
That's only a 4-hour drive.
You should just meet up, and you both can sweat out all the fat and toxins together. And
oh my gosh, I didn't know you were so close. Yeah, I did the rim to rim hike. I did it one day. It was really hard. Almost died. Not really.
Yeah,
well, I did almost die kind of because I had strep throat while I did it.
Jesus.
So.
Well, and they say that if you're hiking, especially down into the canyon, it's actually hotter down near where the Colorado River goes.
Because you're closer to hell.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
Well, yeah, the sun's pretty sitting on top of us. Yeah. But yeah, it gets real hot up there in the canyon.
If you
how
were
far is that hike rim to rim? How far is
it? Was I clocked in on my all trails at 28 miles, 28.1 miles.
Yeah, most people don't do that kind of stuff in a day either. They camp down at the bottom and they hike out.
This is a visual, but I love that somebody's double parked and it's flashing right in Lisa's face right now as we're watching.
The entire time, this entire time, they're parked in front of a hydrant.
It's like when he has the dream sequence in Dumb and Dumber before he wakes up and it's the headlights blinking on his face.
Yeah, there they are.
Ah, what a dick.
For shame.
Oh, well.
They're probably waiting for one of the comics to be done with their set, you know?
Or they're probably waiting for the host of the show to get back up there and introduce the other comics, but she
Are you
just
saying
left.
one of the other comics is also an Uber driver?
I know a lot of comedians who are Uber drivers.
Yeah, he does 15 minutes Uber driver to get. Also, coincidentally, to his next gig, gets out, does another 10 minutes, goes back out again.
That's the joke.
Yep.
Lisa, it was great having you back on here. We miss you dearly. I do have to ask you this: you're missing all the fun down in Miami right now. All the torrential rain that you're getting and all the mass flooding.
I know my family's dealing with that, and they're pretty much just staying home. You can't drive anywhere. Luckily, my car is not flooded right now because our house is a little bit on a teeny bit of a hill.
Right.
So hopefully it'll be okay. Yikes.
I want
it's bad out there.
I want to show everybody what we're talking about here.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
In one day, yesterday, they got 12 inches of rain.
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's
That's
fucking
like 40 feet of snow.
It's fucking.
I was gonna say that's our 12-year record.
Yeah, look at
And that
this.
was after the day before it was raining all day too.
Yeah, and it's still going for another 2 days. They said before it starts going up east.
So do you have to be careful if there's like a Tesla in the parking lot? Like this guy could just get electrocuted from it, like on the other side.
Yeah, right. Everyone's cars are like that.
So I wanted to show this clip here because they're doing exactly what the news fucking does. I mean, look at this riptide. Somebody's driving here.
Did that guy just hit that tree? Like
I thought he did.
Close to that tree.
All right, let's take a look again and see if he did. He's not supposed to be driving. They're shutting all these roads down. They're saying, look, if you get near 6 inches, it stalls out almost all cars unless you're higher up. So all these people are like, you know what? Screw it. I'll chance it. And they go and they chance it, and it's just a floating parking lot in every side street, every main thoroughfare trying to get through. I want to see this guy coming through here. You'll start seeing the ripple there. All right, he's coming.
There he is.
Oh.
Well, he's okay.
Almost. I think he hit a bump.
He's up on the medium. He's like on a curb. He probably took out his passenger window there. I'm the mirror there.
The mirror.
But watch this.
I would not do that to my car.
Watch this. This car is stalled out.
Yeah.
They purposely set this up and it's in neutral so he can push the car out.
It's his car.
No chance this guy can push this car out.
He was on his way to the shoot. He got stuck.
He was on his way to do the live report from a more prominent location.
That's why the cameraman's so far away.
The cameraman's on the building somewhere else.
Yeah, look, he's running a cord up to an outlet on a second floor.
Oh my god.
Sketchy cord.
No, he's got Gittles' camera set up. This guy doesn't even have a cameraman. He's just out there. He placed it on
He's just doing hand symbols. He's making it all dramatic.
That's why I keep zooming in when he does this.
Like, this is an extremely long hit for them to show. Usually it's like they do this and they cut to a produced piece and then come back to him to wrap it up. They're just there's nothing going on. So they're like, just let him waddle around in the rain for a while. This will fill some time here.
But he's also clearly started standing in the deeper part because now he's like only up to his ankles.
Right.
Like if he had Millhouse pants,
so look, this car's trying to get through.
Ooh.
And it's stalling out. And this guy in the back is trying to get out. He's like, I'll chance it. I got to get home to the kids.
I always love these kinds of bits, too, because sometimes you'll see the guys going, it's torrential rain, it's hard to go. And then in the background, you see two guys just gently walking around.
I have that clip. It's the most notorious one. We'll play that in a second here. But look.
Oh, my God.
I want to see what he's saying to this person here. Hold on.
If you see a million cars stuck in the flooded water, maybe don't try to drive on through. So let's say I'm talking.
You're ruining my shot. What the fuck are you doing?
Physically okay.
I'd be the asshole in the distance going, you can't park that there.
Being able to get out and get through to where he's going. What language do you speak? I'm going to leave Sam.
What language do you speak?
Sam's trying to help get this guy and push him.
Oh, now he's working.
Oh boy. Sam gets the medal for this one.
You're only on national television.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Sam can see that it's a little lower. Hopefully he's heading towards shallower water.
Shut the anchor. The anchors are dumb. They're just rattling on. Let's look at this there. News reporter. Sorry, this guy's gonna crash into them.
That guy's just driving. He does fuck it. That wave just went in that guy's driver's side window.
Yep, flooding the inside of the car. This guy's still pushing a car that's not his. Where's he going? Like, all right, he's trying to be a good Samaritan,
Push him all the way home.
You push him
right off a cliff.
You can't even go to the parking lot. Everywhere is underwater. So what good is this doing?
It's ridiculous.
So dumb. And then they're like, all right, well, he's out of the shot now. That was a waste of time. Let's go to the map and see what's going on here. So, yeah, so they got a ton of rain down there from between West Palm Beach and Miami on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Of
this is when all those
Southern
guys
Florida.
in Florida who have monster trucks are all really proud of their decisions.
All the swamp guys.
Like,
I told
you. Swamp guys.
I told you. You told me not to invest $60,000 in this truck 40 years ago, but it paid off.
It's got the ducks on the dashboard, but the nuts in the in the tow thing behind it.
Oh, those
It's not like a
nuts
country
now.
lyrics. It's got the ducks on the dashboard and the nuts on the truck.
Ducks in the nuts.
This is the infamous clip that Jordan was referencing here, and we talked about it on O&A, and everybody, I guess, in the world still referenced this, about how the news anchors and the people out in the field lean into the wind for the hurricane shots, and then all of a sudden they stand behind a building and it's perfectly fine. So instead of doing it there, they lean, like they go to the corner that's 3 feet away. You're not going to believe the torrential winds that are coming from this hurricane, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're not live. And then he walks back in, they're having a coffee. They're just relaxed. They just put themselves out there for the theatrics of it all. This is the most infamous clip where the lady tries to set up a dramatic shot and people just fuck it up for her here.
Severe flooding here in the Northeast as more rain continues to fall today.
Matt Lauer
NBC's
from the
Michelle
Today Show.
Kaczynski, I guess she's
like
in the
this one,
canoe,
yeah.
is in Wayne, New Jersey this morning.
Hey, guys.
Michelle, good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, real quick for the people listening audio only, the on the scene reporter, she's in a canoe.
A legit canoe.
A
like
legit
old-style Indian canoe.
with a paddle. Like she's trying to canoe around. Like this is the only way you're going to be able to get through this area here because of the
Look at her
flooding.
grip on that paddle. Like she is not.
She doesn't know how to canoe.
She has no idea.
First time.
Five.
Yeah, first timer.
She is canoeless. Yeah,
And
she has no idea.
And what should have clued us off immediately when she's doing this is that she's just tipping the oar in just enough.
Yeah.
You're not like getting in there to really actually paddle.
She can't. Like otherwise it's like a gondola and she's just like in Italy like pushing it, you know? Like
Yeah, if it was really bad and she had that oar and she go, Matt, shit's fucked out here, and she just shoves the oar all the way down, it's down into her hands. Like, look how deep this is. I can't get to work. I'm sorry. This is where we're going to have to broadcast for the rest of the day.
Right.
Continuing.
Well, obviously we're getting a nice break from the rain, but not the flooding. This is essentially now a part of the Sand River in this neighborhood. It rushed
So good.
yesterday through the
So as she's trying to do this report showing you like how bad the flooding is you can't get around here, two guys wearing like waders and rubber boots just kind of, nonchalantly walk through the shot. It's up maybe mid-shin. Yeah, like it's flooding. It's a problem, but it's not like you can't get anywhere. You're stranded. They just walk in front of
carrying groceries.
They're walking around like, hey, she's alive. Let's fuck it up. And they just kind of walk, and they're just kind of like smiling. No going crazy, waving things, cursing, blowing a trumpet, nothing like that. They're just walking through the shot and making their point like this is stupid. And since then, people, I don't even remember what year this was, but since that happened, people were purposely going out and finding live hit shots and trying to then tape it on their own and say, look what you saw in the news, look what it really was. And just ruining everything for all these news people to the point that unless it's the hurricane people who are out there or even the tornado people who are trying to do that shit now. There's videos lately where they're going maybe 20 feet in front of the tornado, hitting their brakes and then going, oh my God, it's here. It's like, yeah, you drove down the main road right into it, you dumb fuck.
This is a TikTok trend I'm here for. Hashtag, where am I going?
I saw one guy where it looks like he was like leaning. Like he was just leaning and it's like, oh my God, it's so windy. And then like two guys are just in the back riding bikes.
Yep.
And I'm like, you guys are so stupid. This is dumb.
So dumb.
I love it.
Well, at least you're not down there, Lisa. You're avoiding this, and you can point and laugh at your family for
I know. I definitely, I don't want my car to get flooded, though, so here's hoping.
That's
I finally paid it off, so,
Car flooded, house flooded, lawn flooded, everything's flooded. You're coming
Put the
back.
car in the house. They can't both flood in the house, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, just drive it up, park it in your room upstairs. It'll be fine.
Yeah, sure.
People in that South Park and then just drive in the house.
Lisa, do us a kindness. Give out your plugs and where everybody can find you, find your dates, where you're performing, all of that fun stuff.
Guys, just follow me. I mostly post on Instagram. It's just my name. You know, if you can spell it, Lisa Corrao. And Lisa Loves Food on YouTube. I promise I'm going to post some more food.
She'll get to it eventually.
I love how you just spelled your name out and it's completely spelled wrong on the card.
Oh my God, it is.
Yeah, it's wrong on the card.
Perfect.
That's a common misspelling, though, because everyone wants to add the extra R. There you go. That's the correct.
It sounded like a car. Get the new Lisa Corrao.
It does sound like a car.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was in college, I had a Toyota Corrao. It was a piece of shit.
Ew.
But it got me to class. That's what it needed. Lisa, thank you very much. Go enjoy your time wandering aimlessly the streets of New York and meet up with Gittles tomorrow. I do require photos. Of you and Gittles, not feet. If you send me feet, I will block you and we will never be friends again.
I'll send him
You
pictures.
can sell them, though, you know?
Gittles sends me pictures of pig's feet.
You keep sending feet.
It's not even pickled. What friend are you?
I love you guys. Bye.
Love you too. Bye. Thank you so much, Lisa. Gittles, you look like you're tired too, that you need to head out. Are you cool to hang?
Oh, yeah.
Look, tired and stoned are two different things, Eric.
The what?
I can hang for like another 20 minutes or so. I got to eat some food. I'm starving.
Okay. We should take a break, and then when we come back, we can do segment 2 stuff, if that sounds doable. If you want to hang out for any of that stuff, Gittles, you can tell us some of the things you've been watching. If you're watching anything, I know you've been super
Gittles keeps going to the movies now. It's amazing.
I've seen like 3 movies.
All right.
You're better than most. I've seen the numbers.
All right. Gittles will tell us what movies he saw, and we've got a lot of catching up to do. So much has happened in the last few weeks we need to notify you about. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
More It's Eric Nagel. It's Eric Nagel. Next. It's Eric Nagel. Follow the show on all social medias at It's Eric Nagel for ways to watch or listen to the show, both live and on demand. Go to itsericnagel.com.
Let's do it up. Beat it.
Now, it's Eric Nagel.
Segment 2 of the show. Eric, Jordan, Gittles is even here for this. For segment 2, where we talk about television, movies, streaming updates, all that stuff, letting you know what's going on here. During the break, some of you did not get to hear or see some of Gittles' stories about running a butcher shop. There was some fun about taking a ping pong paddle with some random eyes and just hitting them out into the general public. But he also showed us this photo here of Jake, the pig.
Hey, Jake.
What's up, Jake? I didn't name him. That was the name on the tag. That one still has his eyes. I didn't cut them out yet.
Okay.
It's disturbing how cute it still looks, and I know it's just a head.
They're very cute.
Little snout right there.
We went to the farm and visited him last year, and I was just like, I'll see you in a few weeks.
He looks like the one from Pigs in Space, the lead one who would talk like this. That guy.
Usually they come split in half. We usually don't get the whole head like that, so
Really?
that's why I took some pictures. Usually it's like it looks like Return of the Living Dead when they have like the dogs all cut in half, and it's just like the organs stuff hanging out.
Well, let's get into segment 2 or stuff that we watch. Gittles, since you're the guest here tonight, what have you been watching?
Honestly, not much.
That's no different than when he was on the show.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I have Movie Pass, so I've been using it occasionally on my days off. So I haven't gone to the movies and seen like a bunch of shit. Most of it I've been glad I have Movie Pass for. That's what I'm very glad it's back, because I would have been out a lot of money on things that have no replay value.
Right.
But I've seen a bunch of stuff. I saw the first episode of Fallout and I liked it, and I haven't gone back, which is something I always do. But yeah, I haven't really. Other than that, I haven't really watched.
You haven't watched the whole Fallout series?
Just the first episode. I actually really enjoyed it. Like I said, I just haven't had time to go back and like sit down.
Oh, the way you phrased it, I was half paying attention. I thought you I only just go back and watch the first episode. It's like, I'll imagine the rest of the series in my mind.
Here's the funny thing. This is where I have to remind Gittles what he's seen. So you told us a story that you went to go see Arcadian and they never turned down the lights, but you have since watched it after that, right?
Yes, I did watch it.
So how was that? Because I still haven't seen it. I want to watch it. But.
It's fun. It's just a fun movie. It's like kind of a monstery movie type situation.
Do you ever get to see the monster, or is it one of those like it's you only hear it, but you never see it kind of
you see the monsters like a lot. Like you see them a lot. Like they reveal them relatively
5 minutes in.
Or no, I wouldn't say 5 minutes in. I'd say probably within like the first half hour. It's only an hour and a half movie.
Good.
I would say it's worth a watch. I had fun watching it. My experience at the theater was terrible because they didn't turn the light off.
Hilarious.
And I just left, and I complained, and they gave me 2 free passes that I could use on like IMAX and shit like that. Because I was like, I used Movie Pass, I can't get those credits back.
Yeah,
and then because that's the one thing when you watch movies on your day off, you just go to the matinees, and it's just people who don't even know that they're supposed to be at work running the theater, and the movies are all like I think automated. So they just start playing whether or not the lights are on or off.
Well, it's all automated because, I mean, some of the bigger chains have automation built in. So, like, it has timing, it has all this stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, at certain cues, it'll do the lights. So, I don't know.
I was really shocked. I was like, okay, the lights are going to go off at some point, right? Nope.
Because you went like a half hour, almost 40 minutes into this movie.
I had no idea what was going on. Well, because here's the thing. I was at a movie theater where the front desk where I could go complain was really far away. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I just leave the theater and it's right there. It's like I leave the theater and I had to walk like a city block to get to the other side of this theater. And so there was a point where I was like, okay, I'm going to go see if I can find someone, turn the light off. I left for like maybe 2 minutes. I came back and there was like a time skip and people changed. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Like, now I'm lost.
Yeah, because I was lost. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't remember any of it because I put it on and I was like, this is all new to me. So like it was just a waste of time going out there.
That's so funny.
That sounds like a me story.
It was an Eric story. I felt like you. I was like, I feel like I am Eric right now. Like, I'm just glad I didn't buy popcorn because I would have just left the theater eating popcorn on the sidewalk like an asshole.
Gittles is sitting there and he's like, oh my God, this does actually happen. These scenarios are real.
Right.
Yeah.
You did recently see In a Violent Nature, a movie that you and I discussed about. Yeah.
I saw that last night. It's okay. Like, the trailer, for anyone who's seen the trailer, it's just it's a horror movie that is a slasher that takes place from the point of view of the slasher. Yeah. So it's basically this Jason type figure gets woken up, and then you're just following him as he slowly kills everyone in his path
in real time.
And I'm not lying. Like the trailer shows a dude like trudging through the woods. If I counted all the scenes where it was just following a dude slowly trudging through the woods, it would have been about 30 minutes of this hour and a half movie. Like, it was so much slow trudging through the movie. And overall, there was like 2 or 3 like creative deaths where I was like, okay, that was kind of cool, but no replay value for me. Like, it wasn't something where I was like, oh, I can't wait to watch that again. I was like, okay, I saw it. It was a movie.
Yeah, I want to see it. I just haven't gotten around to actually going. I mean, like I said, we were talking about it yesterday, and I think I like that some of these like people making these movies are taking these swings because, like, okay, even if it fails, at least, hey, look, it opens the door to another person making a movie kind of the same way, but make improvements. Yeah, it's why Terrifier is getting a 3rd movie set at Christmas. Like, they just blew up and they're so low budget and they're making money. I guarantee you they made money on the word of mouth alone on this one.
Oh, I want to see it. I'm sure that they did. What was the other one I saw? Late Night with the Devil. I enjoyed that one.
I like that movie.
I thought it was fun. I saw the TV Glow. I hated it.
That's another one that I wanted to see, and when you said that, I was like, oh, damn it. No,
it is not. Here's the thing. It's not made for us. Like, that's it. It's made for a very specific demographic, and we're not that demographic. So I don't think you would like
the hard R's. Is that who the demographic is?
Whoa.
No, it just deals a lot with identity issues and stuff like that, and it's just one of those movies where like they market it as like this scary horror movie, and then you watch it. It's basically a fanfic to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, while like people are talking about like their issues, and there was like literally no scary parts to it. I was like waiting for it to happen, and then it ended.
They did that with Skinamarink, remember? Where it's like they sold it on this could be like a really scary movie, and it was an hour and a half of the most boring movie I've ever seen in my life.
What, like this was. And I was like, I just can't deal with another stupid conversation. When is anything that's horror going to come out of this? And then there was just nothing. Like I really did not enjoy it. But I had Movie Pass, so I didn't.
Right, and that's
the only thing I paid it for with it was time. But it was a hot day and it was air conditioned in the theater, so I really didn't lose. And I think that was like it that I'd seen recently in theaters. But like I said, I was just using the Movie Pass because I bought it, and finally there's stuff out that I'm slightly interested in seeing.
Did you get your tickets for Deadpool and Wolverine?
Oh, not yet, but I could just get that. I think I have to see if I have enough credits left.
Oh, I'm glad you're going to go and see it. Because you're not usually the Marvel superhero type to go see all that.
I don't watch them like they're superhero movies. I just watch them like those ones I just watch as like really weird action movies.
Okay.
Like, I don't really care that much about like the lore behind it. I just like the action sequences and the editing and like the jokes and stuff like that. Like I'm not watching it being like, oh, this is who this person is. I'm watching it and being like, yeah, that was a funny pun, and then you put your fist through that guy's face. I like that.
Well, and I feel like this particular movie, you don't have to have all that pre-knowledge of all the MCU anymore. Like, this is almost like a reset.
It helps because there's a couple of things in there, like the Time Vault. I'm not the Time Vault. The Time Agency is part of it.
Yeah,
and
TVA.
And the history of Fox with the X-Men is portrayed in there. I don't know. I'm like, we'll see what the movie does. Ant-Man's in there. This is not spoilers. This is everything that was just in the trailer.
Right.
So you see the MCU influence in there, and then they're also referencing a lot of the Fox Marvel stuff in there too, and I think it'll be fine. But it does help if you know some of that stuff. Gittles, I was thinking about this, and I mentioned this to Jordan the other day, and it's funny that this comes up. Tom from Alberta saying, how long till Gittles complains about 1899 getting canceled?
Yo, I talk about that shit at work all the time. People
I do too.
We were just talking about it the other day.
I was like, I'm angry because everyone keeps talking about how there's no good TV shows, and then there was a good original TV show that canceled it after a month. They didn't give it a shot.
Here's something that I need to bring to the forefront here. So
you getting canceled? Is that? I have knives, Eric.
No, you could. Please do. No, so the Anthony did a video the other day where he was talking about he went and watched that show From. I think it's called. Is it called From? It has the guy from Lost as the lead.
Yeah, Harold Perrineau.
Yeah.
No, I've never heard of it.
All right, so he was watching and he's in there and he goes, "Oh, this is just like every other show of this genre." So he went down a list of these shows and he blames J.J. Abrams and Lost for starting this whole genre, where they do these mystery shows and they have an idea, but then because they have to stretch it out so long, you're getting such a long episode of nothing and then a quick hit, oh, smoke monster, and then it goes, you got to wait till the next week, and then they never explain half this shit, and some of the stuff that looks like it's supposed to be important turns out to be not. There's always a kid that is drawing something weird and sees something or is connecting to something that doesn't need to be part of this. He was breaking a lot of these shows down, and he goes, they do this more now because of streaming. Like, if this show was a weekly episodic thing, nobody would watch it at all, the way they do these shows. So they put it all out at once for you to binge, but they stretch the episodes out, and then you never get a real answer to what the mystery was, what the story was, or anything satisfying to do it. Or, like we were just talking about in the case of 1899, it gets canceled, and then they can't complete the story. They can't complete whatever they were working with. So there's this whole genre industry of streaming style shows that all follow this format, and then they get canceled or they never get completed or they don't know how to complete them. And you sit there and you go, this was a complete waste of my time. Getting in also to Walking Dead, where it was good up to a certain point and then it was just constantly them walking around and a lot of just needless dialogue and stretching things out and people going crazy. And then there was no real answers for anything here. that From show, he was looking forward to it, and he said it did the same thing. I guess the first season's out. It may have a second season coming.
It's
I'm not
going
sure.
into its fourth season.
Fourth? Oh, right. Then, I mean, I haven't watched it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But he was just saying it just turns out to be a lot of nothing. There's a lot of promise to it. What they're advertising in the promos and the trailers for it's like, all right, this could be cool. And then it's just the same thing over and over that they're doing for these shows. So 1899 is always my reference point for this thing,
Always.
like Gittles' reference point. I'm like, look, I kind of liked the ending of that first episode. I wanted to see where it was going, and the show got canceled. So it's just, I don't want to try.
That season, though, it got crazy because, like I said, it was so insane. You're like, what is this? And then you're like hooked because it was
such a good show. Without prompting, all three of us binged watched the entire season and had to talk about it and do a specialized show where we got like, let's talk about this show. A, Gittles finally actually watched something, and B, like I said, none of us knew that we were going to do this, and we were all excited about it. Like, it was that big of a show, and it was just like, go away.
It fell apart. Uncle Phil in the chat, what? You didn't enjoy wasting an entire season playing hide and seek with a girl in a barn? Yeah. That's what these shows are, and they can't either deliver or they get canceled before they can deliver, or their attempts to deliver, and it makes me skeptical about wanting to start another show like this. When you see a trailer that comes out, usually on a streaming service, because you're not seeing this shit on network television ever again.
No, not anymore.
And you're like, okay, there's a buildup, there's this, there's something spooky, there's a mystery, the town, there's a one lead person who has a connection to something else, and you're like, I don't want to start this because I don't want to get invested and then it gets canceled. Gittles used to talk about this all the time. Why he didn't watch a lot of these shows because it's just going to get canceled after the second season.
I would say counterpoint, though, a show that did do that weekly and was a massive success was Twin Peaks. And then the network forced their hand and told them that they had to solve all those mysteries, and it ruined the show. So
Season 2 ruined it.
So I wonder how much is people on Netflix or like these networks being like, we can't reveal too much because we don't want to Twin Peaks ourselves with season 2 by like.
Is that an industry term?
I just made it up.
I'm going to go with it. I like it. They totally Twin Peaks the shit out of this show.
Yeah, they pulled a Homer, you know, and like.
Well, the other problem is a lot of those shows had the benefit of a weekly serial. So like you had to wait a week, you talked about it, and the numbers kept.
You got any
steady.
weekly cereal back there? I'm starving.
Oh, it sounds good.
Yeah, it does.
But you got shows now that if they put it all out, you binge watch it, and then that's it. And they don't get the numbers they want right away, and that's what happened with 1899. It's just it suffered from something else coming out a week after and buried it. Like you didn't see any advertising anymore. You didn't see it on the front page of Netflix, and it was such a good show. The show that I'm watching now, it's now in its second season, and I just started it. It's called Outer Range with Josh Brolin.
Okay,
and this, I was telling Eric, I compare it to 1899 because there's this big weird mystery, sci-fi mystery, but it's set on a ranch in Wyoming, and it's so good.
Can you explain what the mystery,
like cowboys and aliens?
What the mystery is?
It's a giant hole in the middle of like a pasture, and you don't know where it leads. Like people get thrown into it. There's possible time travel.
He texts me this, Gittles. I go, so they're just in the middle of nowhere and there's a big hole. All I'm thinking of is the Springfield Mystery Spot. Somebody put up a big carnival tent. You pay $3 to go in, and then Ozzie Smith is lost in between dimensions.
I was a fool to think anyone would want these taking pictures of Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah. So I'll give that. I'll give the Outer Range. That's
Outer Range. It's on Amazon.
All right, I'll give that a watch.
It's really good. Like I'm surprised that the first season was as good as it was. It's got a second season, and I was telling Eric this I think it was last night, where it's like I'm so afraid to start the second season and progress because they haven't officially listed a third season yet. If they're going to do it, I'm like, fuck, they're going to ruin it. They're gonna make me very upset if they don't finish this out.
Bartholomew,
have been telling. Oh yeah, go for it.
Sorry, real quick. Bartholomew in the chat saying I put Outer Range on my list. It looks good. So yeah, I got to do that too. So I can watch it. Gittles, what were you going to say?
A lot of people have been talking about that Severance show on Apple TV.
I was just going to say that. Did you guys see the teaser for the season 2?
I didn't watch season 1.
Okay.
Season 1's great.
It was actually good.
I heard it was good. It looked good. It looked like a Black Mirror-ish type TV show, like which is like really weird, like what's happening, but like it will get explained, like type situation.
It kind of does. I'm not going to give it anything away in case you want to go watch it. Yeah, it kind of does, but it leaves enough for going into season 2, obviously. It stars Adam Scott. You know him from Parks and Recreation, and he was the evil brother in why am I spacing on the name?
I mean, he was
Will Ferrell
he was in
in
The Good Place. He was
Party
in
Down.
He was in Party Down. He was in Step Brothers.
Step Brothers. Thank you. I was spacing on the top. I'm thinking The Good Guys, which is the Will Ferrell, Mark
the bad guy
Wahlberg
in
movie.
Torque.
Oh, fucking Torque. He was in Madam Web. He plays Uncle Ben. It's so bad.
I heard that movie was atrocious.
You should watch it.
My coworker was like, "It's the worst thing I've ever seen. You need to see it." And
you may appreciate how terrible it is.
Did you see the internet was trying to pull a Morbius, and they were trying to rally to get it to get Sony to see if they'd bring it back into the theaters again, and Sony's like, "Nope, fuck it. We know this.
Shame on you.
Even we know this is bad. This is going nowhere. Except it's on the front page of was it Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's right all there.
Netflix, I think. Netflix. It's on Netflix.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
It's on one of the streaming things where it says Madam Web's available, and like pass, not interested, thumbs down. Go to the next one. Do not show me this again.
It's not good. They did they actually did one of the live shows of Madam Web for How Did This Get Made? It's
Yeah. That's why I wanted to see it, because I was like, it's very rare that they do it while the movie's still in theaters.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. I heard it's so bad.
Bartholomew in the chat saying, "Yeah, I watched the entirety of what's available from
the show.
Yeah, try this again.
It's such a bad title, but yes.
Yeah, I watched the entirety of what's available from the show title a month ago or so. It's just the deal with the whole the one thing for a season, then oh no, there's a new thing, cliffhanger, and then they deal with the new thing for the next season. Yeah." That's an old network thing where we got to drag it. And the network, I mean, at least these are like 8 to 13 episodes somewhere in there. The network one was 22 to 24 episodes.
Yeah.
Because they had to get a certain amount to then try to sell it to syndication. If you had to sit there for 24 episodes for the entire year, plus they take like a month and a half off between Christmas and New Year's and all that, then you're sitting there waiting on this shit, and then oh man, we look back at Lost all the time and go, how did we sit here and tolerate this? It was great at the time, and then you're like, oh my God, this is complete dog shit.
People tolerated it because they were like pot committed on it, like in poker. They're like, I've invested this much, I just have to keep going to see if this mystery pays off. And
was not the case.
I saw the only episode of Lost I saw was the last one, and I was like, why don't they just throw the fat guy in the hole to plug the hole?
Right.
And then I got kicked out of the party.
Some other stuff that we're watching. I don't know if this is anything you would care about. Jordan Gittles, the new Star Wars series, The Acolyte. I know I watched the first 2. I didn't watch the 3rd episode that just came out. I think Jordan's all caught up with that.
I am.
Thoughts? Is the internet right for shitting on this thing or no?
The internet's never right for shitting on Star Wars because everyone's pissed off at Star Wars constantly. It's wrestling fandom, Star Wars fandom, and
no, it's Star Wars is worse than wrestling. I think.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't trust the internet and the fans because they're not fans. They're always gonna be, I need this to be the same as this and never any different. This is, I like it. It's slow because it's building on stuff set before the things that you know. So it's like 100 years before A New Hope and the prequels and stuff like that. So you're getting the Jedi at the height of the old Republic. They're kind of dicks. Like, this is making the Jedi look like a bunch of assholes, which if you really think about it, they're a bunch of assholes. Like, they think they're better than everybody. And
that'd be a great Star Wars show. As people walking around like, these Jedis are a bunch of assholes. It's just a bunch of drunk bar talk at the cantina.
It's just an asshole, yeah.
It's like, bunch of assholes.
Now, hear me out. It's Cheers, but at the cantina. Let's go with that.
Oh, that would be
Stormtroopers like, I'd shoot him if I could.
I just couldn't see him. But the big thing is that it's bringing in characters from the newer books that they've been doing. So Disney's trying to tie it all together. You don't have to know about the books to know this show. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's just middle ground Star Wars. I mean, who cares? I'm not going to complain about new Star Wars at all.
Well,
so
then you're different than the rest of the world because all they're doing is complaining about that.
I don't get all wrapped up in it.
Get in with the cool kids, Jordan. Stop being a square and being on the outside. I've been watching. I'm all caught up with 7 episodes so far of the new season of Welcome to Wrexham.
Nice.
The docu-series about Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney that own the Welsh football team, and I enjoy it. I've enjoyed all of it.
Yeah, I think an interview came out today, and they said, "Yeah, we'll continue to do this show as long as it's viable."
Yeah,
and they'll do it many seasons. I'm like, cool. Could be fun.
Give it a try. It's on FX, but you can get everything on Hulu too. It's at a point now where you don't even need to plug the cable channels anymore. Like, oh, it's an HBO show. Just watch it on because it airs on TV, but it's immediately posted onto their streaming equivalent
like a day later.
at the same time.
Is it?
Or sometimes earlier. Sometimes you can get it on the streaming service before it airs on television. So what's the point of even plugging FX if you can just go to Hulu and watch everything right there as it drops? It's there immediately. So there's that. Out now for your viewing pleasure. The Boys started this week?
Yeah, today.
1 or 2 episodes?
I haven't checked.
Okay, because they do a weekly. Oh, wait. There's George. There was a thing about George. Where is it? Right there. Our pal, Hollywood agent Rob Stark, saying, "Bring back the co-host we truly miss. Bring back George." There he is.
It's so funny because I'll have him on like chat on Discord when I'm playing DVD, and he doesn't meow and hiss. But when I'm on the show, he meows and hisses. Like he's just like, "Hey, put me on the radio."
Even he thinks this show stinks.
The Boys put out 3 episodes today.
Oh,
so there are 3. Yep.
Okay. I will go and watch those tonight.
Yeah,
over on Max, we talk about HBO properties. Season 2 of House of the Dragon, which is the spinoff from Game of Thrones.
Right.
You can go and watch that. Apple TV. What's Presumed Innocent?
It's a Jake Gyllenhaal like 1 season type show on Apple Plus. I think it's like a lawyer show. I don't know if it's based off of the old movie. But yeah, it's got that title. Looks very dramatic from all the stuff I kept seeing.
All right. Shit, I canceled my Apple TV because I was like, I don't think I'm watching anything on here. I was going to wait for Convenience or whatever the show was that we just talked about. Severance.
Severance.
Yeah, whatever.
You sound like my grandma trying to name me and going through all the pet names first.
Consignment. Yeah, that show's coming back. I'll sign back up for Apple TV. Over on Netflix, Hitman.
Hitman is, do you know that kind of the smarmy guy on the Top Gun Maverick that was kind of going against everybody? He was like the Val Kilmer. He's like the Val Kilmer fill-in.
Yes.
He stars in this as a...
I just scrolled past this the other night.
Basically pretending to be a hitman for all these people because he's bored in his life. I think another studio made it, and Netflix bought it, threw it up there, and it's apparently one of the highest rated Netflix shows right now. So I think it's like a little hour and a half, 2-hour movie.
The gentleman's name is
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be in the new Twisters movie, which I am 100% in it on the new Twister movie.
I will watch it when it comes to digital.
Be in it?
I don't think I really need to run to it.
What was that?
Is Philip Seymour Hoffman going to be in the new Twisters?
Yes, he falls out of the tornado and like, oh no, his character's dead, and then
him and Bill Paxton.
It gives his character some closure.
Yeah, there is not a lot of returning leads coming back to Twisters.
Yeah,
it just was like, you can't even pay me enough money to come back there and deal with all that nonsense.
Right.
In theaters right now, Inside Out 2, which I know. At least 2 people that went to the premiere screening out in Los Angeles before it went to the public, and they said they loved it. And then the screening stuff for, I think today, a lot of people said they loved it, but then you're seeing, it's weird. I'm seeing public saying they loved it, but some of the blog sites saying that it's weak and it sucks. Like Nerdist shit all over this movie.
That sounds like anytime any movie is released. To be
well, it depends. Because sometimes they're praising these TV shows and movies, and they're like, really? This is good? And then you see people publicly who said, I just went and saw this movie, it's utter dog shit. So like AV Club is a master of hating everything that people genuinely love because they're just fucking aging hipsters. But Nerdist was shitting on it, and something else was shitting on it too. But I again, those two people that took their families to it and they said they loved it. It was really good. So I said, how did Lewis Black sound as Anger? Because I loved him in the first one. And they said, older, but still just as feisty and angry. So I'm going for come for the movie, stay for the Lewis Black involvement.
Yeah, you know what? And it's something I can take the kids to, so I'm excited about that.
Also out on Hulu, Bratz. What is that?
Is
it based on the stupid dolls?
No, it's about the Brat Pack from the 80s. It's like a docuseries.
Okay.
So that I want to see.
All right. Very cool.
I thought it was called Brats. I thought it was about sausages.
It's about sausage making. I'd watch that show. This is why you need to get that stream up. Call it Brats.
It's the worst movie.
It's Braunschweiger.
I miss you on this show sometimes. I really do.
It is nice.
Opening in theaters next week, The Bike Riders. What a dumb title. What is that movie about?
It's like a 50s biker gang movie. It's got that guy that played Elvis, and he was in Dune 2. And then it's also got
Timothy Cabrera.
Tom Hardy. He's in it. I guess Disney had the movie. They were going to put it out. They decided, no, we don't want to do it. Some other company bought it, and then they're going to release it. It looks good.
Okay.
So.
What was that? Then, somebody fall? The cat?
I hope not. I didn't hear anything. So if you heard something and there's something more, I'm scared right now.
Right.
Kool-Aid just burst through the wall behind him.
I mean, it's already cracked. Like it'd be very easy for him to get through.
Also in theaters next week, The Exorcism. That's the what's his name's movie, right?
The second, yeah.
That's not the Pope's Exorcist.
No, and that's what bugs me about it. It's not a sequel to the Pope's Exorcist, which is getting a sequel. This is like a random movie.
There's like some weird Exorcist sequel thing coming out where there's like they're excited that someone's doing a sequel to The Exorcist, but they just did the last Exorcist, which was terrible.
Which they're making
it's the guy who did The Haunting of Hill House, right?
That's a third Exorcist movie.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That they're gonna do and he's doing. So they screwed up. They screwed up the continuation of the Exorcism movies. So they brought him on. It was a Mike. God, what's his last name?
Michael. I know you're talking about
Michael Eisner.
Roch.
But yeah, there's so many Exorcism movies. Like, who cares?
Well, this one, because I remember when the trailer came out for this, and I said, "Oh, Russell Crowe's back doing the Exorcism movie, which was the Pope's Exorcist, which wasn't bad. You know, it wasn't fantastic, but I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it, and I don't usually give a shit about these movies." And then Jordan's like, "Let me look. Oh, wait, no, he's just playing the same kind of character, not the same exact character." He's a priest doing an exorcism. So it's like another company hired him. It's like, I love what you did in that movie. Let's just do the knockoff over here.
And then drop the Italian accent.
Right. So he does it over here. And then they announce there's a sequel coming to The Pope's Exorcist. So they're making another one of that.
The day after that trailer dropped, they announced, yeah, we're going to do a second movie.
And then you have the other exorcism movie. There's just
Mike Flanagan.
This is going to get played out like vampires and then zombies. Because remember, everything was vampires for a while. Then for the last 15 years, it was all zombie shit. Now it's all going to be everyone's having exorcisms, and then their musical numbers. And then you know the genre's dead.
That.
A musical exorcism?
I would watch a musical Exorcist. Hell yeah.
Well, then they have to bring one back with Vin Diesel, and it's like Triple Exorcist, and it's like a Triple X4 movie, and he has to like exorcise people. Yes, exactly.
I'm sure that exists.
Yeah, Fuckboat Season 3, Sexorcist.
There you go. Before we continue on,
all over me.
We have some super chats to get to there. There's IROC. $5 for the Iraq Army. Thank you. That money does not go to pay any said troops. It goes right to Jordan. So there you go there.
You would think.
It does. I know I still owe you for the last two shows. I have a post-it note here somewhere with what I got to send over to you.
Buried under
also,
your list of
Mason K here with $27.95. What a weird way.
This has happened before.
If you order now.
Yeah.
3 easy payments, $27.95.
So I don't know if that's 25 and then you add on so that the 30% doesn't get taken out by you. I don't know how that works, but whatever. It is what it is. From Mason K. Welcome back, Gittles. I really enjoy you on the program, bud. Everybody is in love with Gittles being back on the show here. He just works a real job and has a real life now. So
I'll be able to like pop in once a month or so.
Yeah, that'd be great. Whenever you want to do it, just give me.
That'll give me enough time to watch something, so I'll have something to talk about.
Right.
Like a month.
So that was the problem. It wasn't that he couldn't fulfill any of this stuff when we had him on once a week. If we have him on once a month, he'll watch something,
stockpiles,
and then it'll be like he's
opportunity that I'll see something.
Yeah, he's up to date and knows what's going on, and all the things that are out there.
You mention it in our chats. I'll jot it down and remind you as we're doing the show that you've actually seen some stuff. It'd be great.
Hey, it's my buddy Josh Cohen from ESPN down in West Palm Beach.
Is he a professional wrestler?
Yes. No,
Look at
he's.
that picture.
Yeah, I know. He's looking at him all dapper. 10 years, let's fucking go. Yes, thank you very much. We are on the road to the 10-year anniversary.
The background looks like he's in GTA.
Yeah,
I think that's what he was going for.
That's awesome.
Grand Theft Cohen. There you go. You can take that.
Nice.
All right. Look, another Gittles fan. Kool-Ader's back. Number one Gittles fan reporting in. Let's see how many people returned.
Last time we saw Kool-Ader.
I know. Gittles returns. Some people return. Now let's see if Zia comes back. Let's see how many people return from that. Right. Gittles will leave, but Zia will be here. It's a whole weird thing. It's like mixing oil and water and trying to figure it all out.
Rotating door.
Yeah.
We're going to do this like Disney. We're going to celebrate the 10 years for the rest of the year, and that way people just come and hang out with us.
You just got to count it down. It'd be like the weather, like when they're like, hey, it's going to rain in 10 minutes. And you're like, why are they counting this down every 5 minutes? Like, that'll be us.
Exactly.
Tom from Alberta. Triple Exorcist, The Haunting of Ron Jeremy. I don't know if I'd want to see that. The Wish.com Exorcist. The Temu Exorcist. Yeah, another Wish.com. All right, we're
getting Wish.com Exorcist versus Temu Exorcist is going to be a movie that's going to end up.
Yeah, no, that's the Dante's Peak Volcano Summer. Like, we're just going to get the Wish.com and then the Temu one.
Here's the challenge.
Alec Quaker, when the earthquake happens and the alligators come out.
I love Alec Quaker.
That's a real thing?
Meth Gator.
Oh, that would have been
it's believable.
Oh, it's
the whole West Coast is falling apart, and in through the cracks come like some kind of lava alligators just terrorizing. I would too.
Yeah.
Look, the guys who finished, who were running Sharknado, ran out of juice with that thing. Alec Quaker. There you go. That'll bring it up.
Too many Jews.
That too. It's always the Jews. Always the Jews with you, Gittles. What's wrong with you?
You were running out of juice.
All right, let's move on to some of the news here, and then we gotta get out of here. We're running long. Some updates in the world of entertainment. Spotify is raising their prices again, so if you're a Spotify subscriber, it's hiking its prices for its premium plans in the United States for the second time in less than a year. They announced Monday it will raise the monthly subscription price for its premium subscribers. The individual plans from $11.99 up from $10.99, and Spotify's Duo plan will increase from to $16.99 from $14.99. It's weird that they wrote it backwards like this. $16.99 from $14.99, and the family plan will jump $3 up to $19.99 a month. So you're now paying $20 a month for fucking Spotify.
Gittles needs music. Family plan.
I don't think I have that, do I? Let me see.
I don't know.
I feel like you'd be like, what's happening to the prices? Monthly plan, family plan.
Right.
No, I don't have it. All right.
These aren't the prices.
Yeah, it's actually now cheaper to have Apple Music than it is to have Spotify, and Apple Music has the higher bit rates.
Gittles, I have this.
I said I don't want any damn vegetables.
Oh, yeah.
Or this.
You don't win friends with salad. 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 You don't win friends with salad.
Does Apple Music have Dankmas?
The what?
I'll switch over.
What is it?
Dankmas. It's a guy who just writes dance songs using Simpsons quotes.
Well, now I have to look it up while we're doing this.
All right, please do that.
I will.
So anyway, Spotify's raising all their prices. Yeah, see if you're happy with that or not. I don't know. I don't know what it's comparable to what Apple is doing with their music stuff, but I'm sure
Apple's still around $10
for an individual plan or a family plan.
I think it's $15 for a family plan. So it's like $5 cheaper.
I don't want to have to switch over.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Damn it. All right, I'll have to really weigh those options to see if I'm going to switch everything on. What if they have a conversion thing where it can read all your playlists and then make the equal playlist for going to Apple?
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be great here. Hollywood agent Rob Stark in the chat saying, okay, Gittles brings George, but he also brings 5 times the Simpsons references. This is a tough choice.
Yeah, that's hard for Rob.
Yes. What else is going on here? Max, the streaming service, is hiking prices for ad-free plans effective immediately. As of June 4th, Max, formerly known as HBO Max, the ad-free tier in the United States will rise $1. Why did they write? Okay, $15.99 to $16.99. Yeah. They did it the right way. Per month, and the annual plan will now jump from $149 a month to $169 a month.
Wait, for what?
I think it's a year.
For the year plan.
Yeah.
For Spotify?
No, Max, the TV streaming service.
Oh, I don't know.
The ultimate ad-free tier will increase by $1 a month, rising to $21 per month, and by $10 per year, bringing the new annual cost to $209.99.
Yeah.
This is, for one thing, it's costing you $200. Cable is that much.
Yeah.
And
and that's why, like, when they're talking about all those bundles now. They're
when are those supposed to start?
Soon.
Because Gittles, they're now, everything got so bad with all these streaming companies. Like Disney and Warner Brothers made a deal. So now they're going to be offering a streaming service that has Disney, Hulu, and Max together for like $15.99.
Oh my god, it's like they're picking a dodgeball team. It's just like, I get you and you and you, and we're 15.
Nobody's picking Paramount.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Universal's doing the same thing. It's Universal, which has Peacock, the NBC property stuff, and who were they? Apple
Netflix.
TV and Netflix.
Apple TV, Netflix, yeah.
Yeah, and then
that was through Comcast, so like you have to have Comcast service to get that bundle. But
you have to have cable in order to get that bundle.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, fuck that! I'm not doing that. Anyway, so they're increasing their prices. The bundles are coming. Like, it's just ridiculous. They're going to all implode. There's just too many we've been saying it for years. Everyone's been saying it for years. There's too many subscription services, and it's just gotten to the point where so many people. If you're paying $20 a month for Spotify, and that's just for your music shit, people cut out SiriusXM for less than that. Nobody wants to subscribe to that shit. Everyone's just going to be down to two things: Disney and Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Seems right.
The way that this is all going.
Well wins the
food. Be there and be like, we have stuff too. And I was like, shut up, Apple.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Go develop your gaming system like you talk about.
All right. Moving on. Oh, somebody else celebrating their 10th anniversary. Jimmy Fallon with The Tonight Show announced that he's renewed his deal with NBC Universal to host The Tonight Show through 2028. So he signed a 4-year deal to keep that going. Look, I used to be such a lover and obsessed with late night television since a little kid, all the way up to, I think, probably when Craig Ferguson left, Conan left, Letterman left. It's like I lost interest in everything. Now, nobody's watching late night TV like they used to. Their numbers are way down for TV, but I guess the YouTube numbers do good for them, because I know Jimmy Fallon changed his whole show almost a decade ago, where it's all segmented. And as he goes to commercial, that segment you just saw showed up on YouTube. You know, they already have it all built, everything that way, so that it's clippable for digital media. Are they even doing what? Like, does anyone care? Like, I know Colbert's riding a high right now going into the presidential election, but after that, like, is anyone giving a shit about any of this?
Oh, they don't.
They just fired what's his name's band from
Fallon, right?
From what?
No, because that's the Roots.
No, not the Root. The guy, Seth Meyers.
That's it.
Seth Meyers. They just fired his entire band.
Really?
The whole band got let go. So it's just going to be like preset music going in and out, and that's it.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Not having a live band just seems weird.
I mean, I guess then you're just doing the Daily Show at that point, you know?
Because that's what I liked about the live band setting is that when they would have a topic or they would talk about something, when you come back from that break, sometimes the band was playing like a theme song or they changed it up on the fly. Like they made something work that worked with the show. Like if you have everything potted up for, just pre-recorded stuff, it's just not going to feel the same.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Well, so that's what's going on. Fallon resigned for there. I guess if people care about late night TV online. The Alamo Drafthouse, that chain of movie theaters, which kind of revolutionized the whole upgrading of movie theaters by providing a place that was fun, kind of historical in a way, the way they had the old movie posters and scenes from movies and things in their place. They had it set up where you could order a meal, not just like snacks, but you could sit down, have food and drinks delivered, alcohol, any other kind of drinks, by like through an app or through your phone. You can order your stuff. They would bring it to you while you're watching the movie. If people were talking, you could tell on other people. It's like, tell them to shut up. We're paying. And then they'd have to go over there and they get a warning or they get kicked out. And it was a pleasurable experience to go and see these movies. But I guess, I don't know if if the pandemic really killed them or if they expanded too fast, too soon. But they wound up facing bankruptcy a couple of times.
Yeah.
And it looks like that they got somebody that bailed them out now because Sony Pictures just went and bought Alamo Drafthouse Theaters.
That's nuts.
Is this a good thing or not?
I don't know, because Sony is going to segment it out as a side business, Sony Pictures Entertainment.
Right.
What you do now get into is, are these other studios willing to work with the chain now to just, to put their movies in their theaters? Because, when Disney, especially like when they put out a Star Wars property, they say, okay, we'll let you run our movie. You have to have 75% of your theaters running it at all times.
Right.
And we cannot let you take it out of the theater for 3 months. And no passes. Like, they dictate what you can and cannot do at your theaters. And because you don't want to go out of business, you kowtow to Disney or whoever. Having Sony Pictures running this may be a conflict with some of these other studios that say, well, then why would we want our properties paying you? You know what I mean? Because, you see how long it took, and it took forever to get Spider-Man to join the MCU from Sony, and Sony still doesn't want to give up the property. It could be an issue. So I don't know if it's going long term it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, because you don't have a lot of studios owning their own theaters.
Yeah.
And
Netflix
for that reason
bought a
alone.
couple of theaters just so that they qualified for Oscar consideration, right?
Yeah, because they can throw a movie that they want to have as an Oscar consideration in there for like 2 weeks, and then it goes right to streaming on Netflix, and then now they can get an Oscar.
Okay.
So I don't know how that's going to play out long term. Because we looked it up a couple months ago, where there's still a lot of Alamo Draft Houses in existence still. I thought they had shuttered most of them, but there's still a good amount.
There's still some by me. I think it's the one in Brooklyn here.
Well, if Sony's dumping money into this and they just said, hey, look, we're looking to expand this to compete with like Cinemark, and like AMC is still I guess the top chain, them and Regal, because they have the most, but it doesn't mean it's the most pleasurable experience going in to see the movies. Cinemark is nice. It's like they were about to be Alamo Drafthouse, but then stopped. Like, we built it up this far and then kind of stopped because they don't have the it's comfortable seating, the concession's great and all that stuff, but you can't order the food. They don't have a full menu, bar, those kind of things.
Right.
I think if Sony can figure it out and go, hey, we can make this more a night, it's like dinner and a movie at the same time, plus plus a bar available for you. If they can put that out in mass locations, I think they'd really have a chance, but we shall see. Moving on to other corporate deals that are going on. This one fell apart. Paramount, we thought, was going to be sold to Sony, and then that didn't happen. Then Paramount was announcing that they were going to join Skydance. There was a deal there for Skydance to buy Paramount away from Viacom, and we found out that deal is now dead.
Yeah.
What happened?
I was originally putting the story out as they were going to merge, and then this happened like within a day. So basically, there's an investor with Paramount. His name is Mario Gabelli. He was threatening legal issues with Shari Redstone. She is the CEO of
Sumner's daughter,
Paramount Global. An $8 billion deal fell through. She made a surprise move to pull the plug on the deal this week, just before the special committee was poised to vote on it. She was looking down the barrel of a $100 million plus lawsuit from Gabelli over the deal, according to sources. She hadn't been in really any discussions with him. This, from all accounts, over the last couple of days, was a done deal. Like, they were, this is it. We're doing this, because there's been a lot of talks with them merging with different companies over the last couple months. And I think yesterday it just was like, nope, we're pulling the plug. So right now, no one knows what's going to happen with Paramount yet. Skydance is the production company that is most notable, the ones that put out all the Mission Impossible movies. So who knows? I mean, because there was talks even at one point, I think Warner Brothers and Paramount was going to merge.
Yeah.
Or Sony, or
it's all falling apart. And as we said,
it is, because no one knows how to make streaming profitable.
Because they don't listen to the audience. I mean, not that the audience is 100% right. That's incorrect too. But more times than not, just listen and cherry pick maybe some of the things the audience is telling you.
Right.
At least incorporate some of them. Not like, now we know better. They're the problem. You go and you take IP properties and you change everything up, and they're like, and then the audience says, this sucks, we don't want to see it, it fails, and then they blame the audience for it. It's like, well, why don't you listen to them a little bit? Not everything is going to be usable that the audience, because a lot of them are shitheads too. But farm it out a little bit. Cherry pick some of the ideas and like, hey, if you're at least not like fan service, but like something that's practical.
Right.
It's like, look, we listen.
No,
we tried to incorporate a couple of some of your. Yes, exactly. Is it? No, it's the fans that are wrong. It's always the fans that are wrong. I want to step back real quick because Heather and a couple other people are talking about Cinemark theaters. Cinemark definitely has a full bar, and Rob Stark saying the Cinemark near him has a full menu, full fancy bar, table service, and everything. They don't up here in the Northeast, at least around the New York City area and stuff like that, and in New Jersey. They don't. They have the concession, they have the very nice luxury theaters, all that stuff. They don't have food, and they don't have a bar. I don't know if it varies state to state, but what'd you say, Gittles?
I said I've never even heard of Cinemark.
They're few and far between, I think, out in this area.
Yeah, I don't think we have.
There's one or two out here, but we don't have many either. They're very small compared to some of the bigger chains.
Yeah, but I think some throughout the Northeast here, they don't have the food option. They don't have the bar option. So if they have it out by you, that's fantastic. That's great. I just wish they had that in the areas that I'm in. All right, moving on. Paul Giamatti signs with Star Trek for their new series called Starfleet Academy, and he's going to play the villain. I'm actually excited about this. I'm looking forward to a new Star Trek property if done right, and I do enjoy Paul Giamatti, so he's going to be playing the villain. And that's all they said about it.
Yeah, with an ominous past.
So
don't they all?
Fuck Kirk! It's like, Kirk's not even born yet. What are you talking about? This is like 400 years before Kirk came around. Moving on, Frasier. Some original stars are returning for season 2 of the new Frasier series, which is available on Paramount Plus. Dan Butler, who played Bulldog, is returning to the show as for a guest spot or two. And where's the other guy? Edward Hibbert, who played Gil Chesterton, who was the guy who did all the food reviews on there. So that's good to see them coming back for the new series. Richard Dreyfuss. Oh, we should have focused on this one thing. The Richard Dreyfuss freaking out at a Jaws screening.
Yeah, about that.
So did you say you did or didn't?
I did. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So all right, we'll touch on that next week because we can explore that a little bit more. House of Dragons renewed for season 3. We just told you it's starting back up on Max
Sunday
for you to watch. James Gunn's DCU kicks off officially in December. We heard with that animated series, right?
Yes, Creature Commandos.
There's not an exact date, but we know it's coming in December, so the James Gunn reign of DC properties is officially going to start. Knives Out 3. Title and casting news. So Rian Johnson.
A picture of what's his name looking like an old-timey detective.
Yeah, it's got longer hair.
Yeah.
Of Daniel Craig.
He's got like a big hat on. Yeah, it was like...
It's good. I love him in this role.
I think it's great in it. Yeah.
I enjoyed the second one. I mean, it was a little weird, but I enjoyed him in there.
I like the second one. I feel like towards the end it got cartoonishly stupid.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy it.
Well, it got weird because Eric never really watched the first one because, he never made it.
I was there.
That clip is going to be pulled. Tom found it for me, so
good.
We're going to play that leading into the anniversary. I'm thinking this. Maybe we're not going to feature clips while we do the show. I think I may put out a couple of special best of episodes with all those clips in there. And one of the story I'm referencing here was the time Gittles and I went to go to the advanced screening of Knives Out.
Even better.
And let's just say it went well for Gittles.
It was great.
He enjoyed the movie. He had a great time. He got to see it. Not so much for your pal Eric here. So we'll recap that story. Go back into it again another time. But it is coming for the 10-year anniversary special. Anyway, Knives Out 3 is the title is "Wake Up Dead Man: A Knives Out Mystery." I'm all about it.
Yeah,
I love the first one. The second one's fun. So I'm hoping the third one's good too.
Big cast on this one. Like, they got a lot of big names in it.
Yeah, we're not going. You can Google and go through all of that stuff. I'll just say this: Josh Brolin's in it.
Yeah, he's good.
Keep rolling.
We got to work on that. We're only a few weeks away, not only from the 10th anniversary, but 4th of July. And what happens around 4th of July? The Nathan's hot dog eating contest happens. And it was big news this year that who was not appearing?
Joey Chestnut has officially been banned from the July 4th festivities because he's now officially sponsored by Impossible Foods. And they took umbrage to that. And said, you can't eat our hot dogs.
Yeah. So, Netflix jumped at the opportunity.
So good.
And this is so ridiculous, but it's going to do so well for Netflix. It's just going to bring in a huge number. What?
They already canceled
it. They couldn't figure out the ending.
They get 3 hot dogs in. They're like, no, we're done.
I think this is one of their new live features that they're doing.
Yeah, it'll be live.
So it's not happening 4th of July, but it's happening Labor Day weekend, which is a great way to end the summer. Joey Chestnut versus Kobayashi hot dog eating contest happening set by Netflix after Chestnut got 16 times he won that damn thing.
16.
Wow.
That's a lot of hot dog poop.
That is. So, and I'm amazed he's not dead. So anyway, they're going to do this competition on Labor Day live on Netflix. I don't know the location. Did they state where this was going to happen?
I'm skimming right now.
The location and specific timing for the September 2nd event will be announced at a later date. Okay, so they don't have that information. But we know September 2nd, Labor Day weekend, that's going to happen. Blade loses another director if we're going into MCU.
Yep.
I don't know what the hell is going on with this thing. If Disney, Marvel is coming up with some batshit things, and then everyone's going, Blade's not even in this movie. Why am I bothered to be part of this movie? Which was Michael. What's the actor's name was going to be Blade?
Oh shit!
Not Michael Jordan.
I don't know who's
Michael Jai.
Michael Jai White. No,
is Michael Jai White's playing Blade? That's cool.
No, that would be funny. It's like, oh, he's now Spawn. Mahershala Ali.
Thank you, Mahershala Ali. It would be great if he just played both, and in the middle, Blade turned into Spawn. So yeah, he walked out because he's like, I'm barely in this movie. I'm supposed to be the title character, and there's some female character that's like for 40 minutes. It's all about her, and I have nothing to do with this. So he kind of walked, or was
just
speaking out
in the background.
Yeah, speaks out on this. Then the original director they had for this bailed. The writers bailed. Or they let them go. I don't remember what it was with the writers.
This is shaping up to be something I might want to see. Like they're bailing on it and they're still going. This sounds like a submarine ready to explode.
So how do you say this guy's last name? Damage?
Jan Damage.
Jan Damage is no longer directing the Marvel Studios Blade movie. The rap was exclusive. Whatever. The parting with the filmmaker actually happened a while ago and was entirely amicable.
Mm-hmm, sure.
Damage is best known for today for directing on acclaimed television series Lovecraft Country and Top Boy, which I don't know that one, was the second director to part ways with the project after replacing Bassam Tariq. So
I liked Lovecraft Country. So when he signed on, I was actually kind of excited about it. I'm like, okay, they're going to go a little darker.
Right.
It's going to be fun. And not so much.
Remember they were trying to reel in Blade too? Like, I think we're going to do PG-13, and everyone's screaming, no, it has to be an R-rated movie for this. And then they finally gave in, like, okay, it's an R-rated movie, and then everybody fled. So we'll keep eyes on that, see what's happening there. They've got plenty of time since they're only releasing 2 movies a year now, so they don't have to rush everything. Captain America: Brave New World, reshoots underway with new characters added. What the fuck is going on? But they added Giancarlo Esposito into it. And we don't know who he's playing, right?
No, but
Good,
some people are speculating it's a character that was mentioned in one of the other shows. So,
Rob
and I'm not going to get into it.
Is it Blurko?
It's Blurko.
Always Blurko. Rob Stark saying Top Boy was Jordan's nickname in high school. And he wasn't even on the wrestling team. What else? Marvel adjacent with Disney drops federal appeal in Florida. Disney dropped its appeal on Thursday in the First Amendment lawsuit against Governor Ron DeSantis, officially ending the 2-year battle sparked by the company's opposition to the so-called Don't Say Gay law. The move came a day after the state board approved a new 15-year development agreement which allows Disney to invest up to $17 billion and expand its Orlando
Funny
theme
how that
parks.
works, right?
Yeah, it is funny
you're
how
going to
that
let us do what we want? We'll drop the suit.
Right. So that's going on. But the thing is this, it's like Disney owns all that land, all that undeveloped land. They still own it. So what was holding it up?
The fact
besides
that
the political bullshit here, what was the technical thing that was blocking them from this?
They took away the Disney's right to run the land on their own as a completely
as an
separate
entity. Yeah, okay.
Because they had to put in this special thing. Now people that the governor or the state put into place would have to vote on whether or not Disney would have the right to expand, build stuff, go around building code, and do all the stuff they usually had carte blanche to do. And now they gave them that the rights to do so. And they're like, okay, we'll drop the bill. We'll drop the suit, which, is a win-win because now they can move forward with some of their shit.
All right.
Get stuff done.
Also going on with Disney, Dwayne Johnson's company, $7, signs a deal with Disney to produce film and television content by Dwayne Johnson and his partner and former wife, Danny Garcia. So this new deal allows them to develop films for theatrical and streaming. The projects will be possible vehicles for Johnson to star in, and interestingly, the deal is not strictly limited to filmed content. While details weren't immediately disclosed, the multi-year agreement will also give $7 a chance to collaborate across all Disney divisions. So let's break this down real quick. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, WWE.
Wait, what?
Hall of Famer. Legendary wrestler. His dad was a legendary wrestler too. Branched off to do movies. He's the Scorpion King, in case you didn't know. Do movies. He had a TV show on NBC about his life for 3 seasons. Came back to fight in WrestleMania this year with his cousin Roman Reigns.
Fun as hell.
It was. And then now there's a whole Samoan storyline that's been going on for the last few years called The Bloodline. And it's rumored that The Rock's coming back at some point with Roman Reigns and what have you. So a lot's going on. While this is all going on, TKO takes over full control of the WWE and puts Dwayne Johnson on its board of directors. So not only
TKO also runs
UFC
and
a few other smaller things too. I'm forgetting, but UFC and WWE are the big ones to be concerned with. So he's now on the board of directors, so he can make decisions and make things happen in both outlets, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is essentially putting him into control at Disney to make movies and television shows. So anywhere Dwayne Johnson seems to go is not only that he's hired to work there, because he's got the live action Moana coming out. We've seen some of the clips of him singing the new version of You're Welcome and all that stuff. But then there's the animated Moana 2, which he's doing
the voice for.
Doing the voice of Maui there. He had what was the fucking Jungle Cruise was the one he had out before that, which was Disney.
His production company also did a behind the attraction show for Disney Plus that ran 2 seasons so far that showed the history of some of like Haunted Mansion, all that stuff. So he's kind of already started doing stuff. So now it's going to be official.
So he's got his hands in UFC, WWE, Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Look, say what you want about his acting. The guy's is probably a billionaire now.
Oh, they showed he's coming back to Fast and Furious. At the end of the last one,
yeah, they worked that out too.
Because I'm not doing it. They put him in a little scene at the end, and he's like, "I'm back." I'm like, "Well, no shit."
Can I? I just want to bring this up too, since you mentioned Fast and Furious. If you follow Dwayne Johnson's social media, even if you don't, because sometimes TMZ carries it or other bigger outlets carry it, for years this guy has shown you his workout routine and him working out. The guy's a monster. He's jacked. And it's not just like he did it for a role. He did some stuff for a role. Like I think Black Adam was when he really turned it up. But he's constantly doing this stuff. You look at him in WrestleMania. He looked better than some of the current wrestlers that were out there. He's doing everything right with his money, his training, all of that stuff. Then you look at the Fast and Furious franchise, and you look at Vin Diesel. Who's supposed to be this badass, tough, motherfucking that's supposed to go out there and be busting heads and whatever.
It's like 5'2".
How is he skinny fat and he's a multimillionaire? Like he could obviously have the training, the chef preparation, the team in place to make him look good for his movies, because that's all he does is these movies. He's not in anything else. He's just doing the Fast and Furious movie. And he still looks like some kind of schlub in a wife beater t-shirt with the gut and untoned arms, and he's supposed to be the badass, and he's gonna fight The Rock. And you're like,
every time he gets into a fight, I'm like,
how do you not invest in yourself at that level?
I don't know.
You can pay to have all that around. And it's like, I need to look like Dwayne, or at least like mini Dwayne. I need to look like a fourth Dwayne of him. The what?
Dwayne the Pebble.
Yeah, something like that. The pond skipper, something. Stupid Vin Diesel. All right, and we're wrapping this up. We talked about The Boys earlier. Season 4 just started. 3 episodes dropped on Amazon. You can go over there and watch that. It has also been announced that The Boys is going to end officially after Season 5, but there's more spin-offs in the work. Did you watch Gen V?
I haven't, no.
You didn't?
No, and it kind of bums me out because this season takes place like right after, so I may not even start Season 4. I might just go binge Gen V just so I.
You should. It was actually pretty good. I did enjoy it.
Okay,
and
they're getting another season too.
Yeah, I mean it's not. I'm not going to tell you anything, but for you to understand where Season 4 is going, the end of Gen V is the start of Season 4.
Right, and that's what I heard.
So it's just like, all right, cut. All right, places, go. Now Season 4 starts to get that continuity going. So it's picking up right where Gen V left off. Right. So minor spoiler for you but it ties together, and I think it does help if you watch Gen V, which is also on Amazon. Go and watch that. I appreciate that. My pal Bruno Diaz in the chat. Go follow his Twitch account. He's constantly playing crazy games and all kinds of fun commentary. He's a wacko, but he's the good kind of wacko in the best way possible. He said the first episode of The Boys is fire. So good. There you go. That should be the endorsement that we need to prove to go and watch this thing. We did those things. Those are all good. All right. We are done. We can get out of here. We haven't done this in a while, but we got to do the plugs. So, Gittles, our nation's eyes turn to you.
I don't have any fucking plugs, dude. Gittlebase, the Instagram, twitch.tv/Gittlebase. And as I said 6 months ago, Number of the Feast is returning soon. Don't worry.
How many people are still subscribing to this?
I don't know. I get a check every once in a while.
It's so good. It's so good.
I am trying to make it come back. I really am.
You got that fancy new camera, man.
I know, dude. My time's been crazy. Opening a butcher shop takes a lot of work and time.
Yeah, bring the camera in there and just do it like docuseries thing. Every now and then, as you're killing a pig or something like that, you just turn around.
I don't kill the animals, Eric. They bring them to me dead.
Well, we don't know. We don't have footage, so prove us
every
wrong,
time that
Gittles.
you're grooming an animal that you just brought in there.
Now it sounds like I'm gonna do something to the animal, Eric. I'm not.
Or you're trimming it up nicely. Then you can just walk over to a corner, turn the camera this way, and do like your own like mock confessionals. You know,
breaking the animal when you need to butcher it.
Do it live and don't edit it, but change the camera shot to make it look like you're shooting the TV series. And people just have to. You'll get fans that'll cut the show up for you and then put full episodes up.
Wear a GoPro. I want to see like a first-person view of just breaking down an animal, man.
Oh man,
I'm fascinated.
When someone comes in, I'm literally just sitting there with a cleaver, just chopping up the lamb's butthole. I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? Just cutting the legs off.
It's never finished. Master got me working. We won't finish the rest of that.
Diaz know my boss.
The what?
Oh, Bruno Diaz mentioned my boss's name.
Oh yeah,
that's funny.
So so he's like mortuary assistant. You ever see that game? Mortuary assistant?
No, it sounds great.
Oh, I've seen the
You're prepping the bodies, and then weird shit starts happening. There's faces in the window looking in at you. Lights turn off. It's a lot of jump scares. Gittles, give the plug for your shops.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's just Prospect Butcher Co. If you're in Brooklyn, if you're in Prospect Heights, go to Prospect Butcher Co. If you're in Greenpoint, go to Prospect Butcher Co. too. That's where I'm at, and you'll see me there, probably covered in blood. Yeah, come say hi. I'll make you a sandwich.
All right.
Which is weird. It was day off.
Jordan, what do you have?
I'll Watch It Later is the other podcast that I'm on. We watch movies that we probably should have seen by now. We go over new releases. We go over the old stuff. We do now have YouTube. Go on to I'll Watch It Later podcast on YouTube. You can see some video of some of the newer stuff, and I got all the audio on there as well. So if you want to start listening on YouTube, you can do that. At Jinx Rona is my personal Instagram, and at Watch Later Pod is the Instagram for the show. So come check us out.
All right, fantastic. For me and for the show and all that good stuff, it's Eric Nagel across the board on all the social medias. If you're listening to us through the iHeartRadio app, thank you for doing so. If you're listening to us through Apple, Spotify, those kinds of places, do us a kindness, go over there, leave us a positive review. It does help out the program. It helps people find us, and you could get off your ass and help people find us as well by telling two friends so that they can tell two friends and they can tell two friends.
I told two friends, but that is not enough.
No, it is. Two friends tell two other friends tell two other friends. It's like the coronavirus.
Couldn't put it better myself. And then hop over to our live rooms on YouTube and Twitch, all under It's Eric Nagel. If you want to see the produced version, if you heard the audio stuff and you want to see the video version, again, all of that is up on our on our YouTube channel there. We were going to do the out, but Gittles somehow knocked himself off.
I went to click my mute button and I hit leave studio and I was just like, uh-oh.
All right.
That's it. Yeah, no plugs still.
We're done. Oh, one last one in there. Lydia Kane in the chat saying, Gittles, yes, he's back, but he's leaving now. You missed it. Boo on you.
Missed it.
Shame. All right, we do need to get out of here, so let's try to figure out how to do this as a threesome here. Until the next time, everybody.
Be excellent to each other.
Beef. Have a wonderful time.
And we'll be seeing you. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
It's Eric Nagel.
Quitting time.
Thank God it's Friday.
Thursday.
Same thing. See you Monday.
Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Eric Nagel on social media platforms. For ways to watch and listen to the show, or join us for the live shows, head over to itsericnagel.com. Yo, and remember to tell two friends so they can tell two friends, and they can tell two friends, they can tell two friends, they can tell two friends. You get the idea.
Keep it real, homies.